And dead silence. Okay, here we are again. New game today. Well, new in the sense of I haven't played it for the stream before. Not new in the sense that it came out 24 years ago. So, you know, whatever that would be considered in your wheelhouse. I mean, time is relative anyway, right? But we'll get started with this new project in just a couple of minutes. The title screen is like 30 seconds long, and then it loops back to play the intro, so I'm going to unpause it and reset it once we're all ready to go. Until then, it's just you, me, and the air conditioning that my folks decided to turn on because it was too hot last night. And that's it. All right, later.
Yeah, I know. Later, Mom.
I almost feel meditative sometimes at the beginning of streams. It's like there's just that period where it's just there's nothing happening because I'm letting people filter in. So it's like maybe I should do meditative exercises while I'm waiting. Maybe I should do deep breathing, like they always tell you to do in the doctor's office, and they want to measure your respiratory ability. I don't think I need to be nearly that exaggerated. I just didn't think that it would be picked up on the microphone if I didn't exaggerate the hell out of it. But, you know, it's meditative. Sometimes you need to slow down and just take a minute for yourself. It's always good, unless you're doing that while you're operating a motor vehicle. Don't do it while you're operating a motor vehicle because there's kind of other people on the road, and taking a minute for yourself means you're not paying attention to the other people. that wouldn't work out. But in most other situations, you can probably take a minute for yourself. It's usually a good thing. All right, anyway, enough of my rambling. It's about to be 4:31. So I'll take a drink, then we'll reset this emulator, and off we'll go. So here we go. Let's see. We got to unpause first. Yep. Now, I'm sure that these kids' intentions are to be the best at this game, and I mean, I'm glad that they're dreaming big. Their heads are literally in the clouds according to the title screen. I don't know about the whole being the best at golf thing. It'd be cool to surpass Mario and all, but the way I always learned it was that you try to be consistent with the game, and you enjoy your time while you're out there, and then you're a winner in your own book. So that's what my uncle taught me. And he's the one that I'm tributing this stream to. So since I had to exit off, let's go back and say, how you doing, everybody? My name is Monochromium, and this is Mario Golf for the Game Boy Color. Now we can go back and talk a little bit about it. So this is an old Camelot RPG. I mentioned it in the intro video, but this is what they were up to in between their time from splitting with Sega and when they started developing the Golden Sun series, and again, I actually probably should have looked this up before starting the stream. I'm pretty sure they still do the Mario sports games all the way up to today. So, good on them for consistency's sake, I suppose. But this is one of the first ones that they made. I enjoy this one quite a bit. I've been with this game about as long as I've been able to play golf. I think I started playing golf when I was like 10, and we picked this game up when I was like 9. So, right around the same amount of time. And for as long as I can remember, basically since then, we would go out mostly every summer and go golfing, shoot some golfs with my uncle. But my uncle, unfortunately, passed away this year due to cancer. And as a result of that, I said, no, you know what? He taught me a lot about golf. And so now I'd like to proliferate it a little bit, spread that knowledge just a bit, by playing a game I was going to play for the stream anyway. And probably by virtue of the fact that I don't expect anyone in my audience to actually know how to play golf necessarily, I might end up teaching people how to play golf just by proxy of playing this game. So if you're up for it, I'm up for it. I forget if there's any options I want to switch. There is not. There's save data, but that's fine. We don't need to worry about that because I don't think I have any of that. And yeah, no, nothing doing in the options department. Nice, like I said, nice old RPG. You don't have to adjust every little slider. So since that's the case, off we go. Alright, so this game has one player play, and then I think with a link cable you can do versus mode with another player. I'm more interested in the single player campaign, and specifically I'm interested in the create a character campaign, because we could just go out on the course with Mario or Luigi at the moment if we want to, but there's a whole bunch of locked characters down at the bottom there that we don't have access to, that you gain access to by creating a character and going through the story mode. So we're going to go through the story mode. I think if I remember right, there's like star challenges in the game, and I'm going to try to do all of them. It's been a couple of months since I played a test playthrough of this, but as far as I'm aware, that was my goal, was to do all the star challenges and basically see credits by the end. We'll do all the tournaments, we'll do all the skins matches or the match plays. I think they're called match plays in the game's technical terms. And yeah, we'll do a whole bunch of other stuff as well. So let's get started, shall we? Hello, Toad! What are we up to today? Yes, that's what we'd like to start by doing. So now we can select a player. By choosing your gender first, you can choose male or female, because this game is from the 90s, so they didn't have non-binary options just yet. Mostly the character choice determines your starting stats and how they will eventually develop. The main thing that I'm really concerned about is making a character that has a similar shot trajectory to me, so I will select male in this case. And then I will also select this guy over here who looks like every single iteration of Joe Cool from every 1990s piece of media that was ever created in the United States. From what I understand, this kid over here is a little bit more optimal in terms of stats because he eventually can hit it farther than this guy. Like, basically you give up a little bit of distance for control by picking this guy, but the main reason why I want to pick this guy is because if we look at his starting stats, which we will look at in a moment, his starting stats are, at least trajectory of the ball wise, similar to the way that I hit the ball in real life. So, and in terms of left or right-handed, I am dominantly left-handed, but let me tell you something from experience. Left-handed clubs are a pain in the ass to find. They're usually custom-made and they cost a lot more money, so I ended up learning how to play golf with my right hand, and it cost me significantly less money as a result. So, there you go. Actually, that might not be what I was looking for. I was actually looking for, because what I was going to say was that my shot in real life is a slight fade. And apparently his shot is a big old draw, which I thought he started with a fade. I guess guess they both start with a draw. I thought that basically you could have the kid character starts with a draw as well. And then this guy I thought started with a fade, and then I think on the female side, the younger girl character starts with a fade, and the older girl character starts with a straight shot, I think. So hers is probably the most, the easiest to explain. Basically, if it's a fade, This is all assuming you're right-handed. If it's a fade, it goes from left to right. If it's a draw, it goes from right to left. And if it's a straight shot, well, it goes straight. So there you go. But you know what? It's fine. We'll just pick this guy anyway because I like the cut of his jib. So there you go. What is your name? And look, his name is even Joe. So yeah, like I said, every single iteration from the 90s. But we will pick the traditional name that we pick around here because, of course, it's me. I'm the guy with the sunglasses. It's me, Jimmy. That's me. Good luck. Thank you. I don't know if I'll reach the top. I don't know if I'll ever be consistent enough for that, but I will try, Toad. Alright. Off to Marion Club, the first golf club, and not the one that I'm holding in my hand. It's a bit confusing. They also name the clubhouses golf clubs. Oh, I'm your student. Okay, cool. So is this like a golf school, or are you guys just like letting me do a whole bunch of independent study? Is that what this is all about? Spoiler alert for 5 seconds from now, it's a lot of independent study. Anyway, let's meet the staff, who we will probably only see a couple more times throughout the game, if I'm honest. I think most of the time they hang out in this office, and they'll tell you things about how golf works, but, you know. Well, yeah, because that's still your dream, isn't it? Boy, that'd be cool. Mario seems like he's pretty good at just about everything in these games, so it'd be cool to meet him. Actually, we see this lady probably more than the rest of these guys, I think, if I recall correctly, because I think she's the one that you mate with when you want to play a round of golf at the beginning of the course, so yeah, I think we'll be talking with her more than anybody else. Especially the director, like I said, he kind of just sits in his office here, so... Okay, I'll do that. So what they mean by this is you can, if you really want to, just, you know, play tournaments or play a, you know, regular old practice round. Well, it's not a practice round, it's called a stroke match, but we'll talk about that when we get to more terminology. But you could just, you know, go from the menu and select a tournament or select a stroke match or select a match game and play the game that way. Or you could use the game's very light open world-ish kind of. It's not really open world. It has a world map and it has a bunch of clubhouses on it that you can go to and a bunch of other small challenge areas that you can go to. And I prefer that way. I prefer walking around in the actual world. It makes this whole world really feel more alive. So I will probably be doing that instead of just selecting directly from the play modes. Like I said, you can go to a tournament if you want to play a tournament. Yeah, it's called a match game. You could play a club champ. We'll talk about those when we get there. You could play a practice round. It's a stroke match. It's a nice, simple, easy-going round where it's just you and the course. You can learn the course a little bit, and then you can play something else once you know it a little better. Or you can train by practicing any hole. I usually don't use this option, to be honest. If I'm going to train and practice any hole, I might as well just do a stroke match. So, yeah, you know. But I like starting from the clubhouse. I like walking around in the open world a little bit, so there you go. Hey, Marie, how you doing? Welcome back. Oh, shit, it's that Mario Golf. Yes, it is this one, not the N64 one. They're both named the same thing. It's also a little confusing. Mario sports games still stand in the way of Golden Sun 4. Yeah, they are pretty busy with those, aren't they? So maybe that's why they haven't gotten on Golden Sun 4 yet. I don't know. Marion Clubhouse. Let's start from here, and we'll wander around. I don't think anybody in here says anything particularly interesting. I guess there's a little bit of info on, like, the course and the basics of golf if you need it. I'll probably go over it as I play through the actual course, because my plan of action for this, basically, is to play a stroke match at every course before playing in the tournament, and then once we're done with the tournament, we'll play the match play, or the skins game, against one of the club champs. And then we'll move on, once we've done all those, to the little challenges around the map, and then we'll move on to the next course. So that's the plan, so... Unfortunately, I can't grab from Grandpa's golf bag over here. He's probably got a whole bunch of wooden clubs anyway, and so they probably wouldn't do me a whole lot of good. I wonder, maybe they're waiting for the tournament? I imagine if they just wanted to play a stroke game, they could, you know, just go do that, because I get in pretty quick when I want to go do that, but maybe they're all here for the tournament that's in a couple of days. It's named the same thing as the N64 version? Dang, thought you just misremembered the N64 version had a subtitle or something. No, that's the GameCube version, because the GBA version of this, that's like the sequel to this, is Advanced Tour, and then the GameCube version that's paired with that one is Toadstool Tour. So they, at the very least, you know, have subtitles to differentiate themselves. So 20 yards, that's kind of a lot. It's like 6 levels in this game, I think, if I remember correctly, because I think you get about 3-4 yards per level up if you level up your drive, although you'll lose out on other things too. There's a bunch of stats to keep track of in this one, and we'll talk about them as we go. But, yeah, well, like I said, I'll talk about all the stats and the numbers, because this game, I mean, it's kind of got a bunch of primers that you can use to learn golf in real life, but it's more of a numbers game than anything. There's a lot of small decisions you can make based on the numbers that the game presents you with. So, kind of more traditional RPG-ish, I suppose. I think this trophy room is when you win the tournaments at each area. You can come here and view your trophies, so that's cool. I usually don't go in there, though, because you literally see the trophy ceremony when you're, you know, finished with the place. So here's the lounge. This is where you find the club champs, so they're up on the balcony there on the left. We'll talk to them in a sec. You've never seen golf outside of Wii Sports. How does this work? Not to worry, Marie. I have the educational tag in my Twitch tags for a reason. I will talk it all through as we go. And if there is anything that's unclear, please, whoever is watching this, feel free to stop me, ask questions. I know a little bit about golf, so I can probably fill in the blanks. So... And again, all these terminology things that people are talking about, headwinds, tailwinds, all that stuff, dunking your ball, don't worry about it. We'll talk about it. It's fine. You just want to hang with the cool kids. Well, you could hang with me. I do have the sunglasses. Okay, sure. Give me a primer on who the club champs are so that I can, whatchamacallit, come challenge them later. Okay, so that guy's way out of our league right now. He's the top of the club champs. His name is Genius. I guess that's a little on point, but then again, they are pointing to him, so. And he's the champ of Lynx Club, which is the 4th course. Then there's Tiny, the champion of Dune Club. There's Grace, the champ of Palm Club. And last but not least is Putz, the Marion Club champ. He's at the bottom of the ladder, but he's still pretty good at the game. We'll need a couple of levels to kind of give ourselves an advantage against him. You can beat him at level 1, but it's fine. Let's just let's just play a few rounds to get used to the course first. We'll do things in the order I said, so that way we, you know, have a little bit of an advantage. Thank you for the info, though. That gives me an idea of who I should play first. I actually don't think you can even challenge Genius until you've beaten the other 3, though, if I recall correctly, so... Pretty sure you have to work your way up to him. Let's not go in the ladies' room. I may have a ponytail in this game, but that does not qualify me for the ladies' room. Excuse me. You'll ask questions as they come, just cooling off after the first hard map in Egder Union. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, yeah, it's not probably a good idea to give yourself a breather if it was a tough map, so... Pointer gives massive Golden Sun vibes. Damn you, Camelot. Yeah, they really do have very similar vibes with a lot of their games, don't they? So, we could look in the lockers here, and there's a couple of little Easter eggs in the lockers. But I think if I recall correctly, there's also a 1-up mushroom in one of these lockers, which gives you an automatic level. I'm going to save the 1-up mushrooms until later in the game when experience... Well, it takes more experience to level up later in the game. So I'm going to save the 1-up mushrooms until then. If I recall correctly, there's a total of 3, and I think one of them is also in this room. I don't think it's in the clock. This isn't Final Fantasy VI, but, you know. Well, I'll work on the club champ thing, but first let's do a little training, shall we? Alright, we've talked to basically everybody in here, so again, if there's terminology questions at this point, don't worry about it. We'll worry about all that terminology stuff as it comes along when we play an actual round out here at the Caddy Master's office. Told you we'd be seeing her more often. Let's have a chat with everybody. Oh yeah, there's a term system in this game, if I recall correctly, as well. So yeah, there's an encyclopedia index, and if you talk to that lady, she will allow you to just look up any old golf term you can think of that you may have seen in, you know, any of the things that people are talking about, so. And it looks like they'll let you learn from a whole bunch of people here. Like I said, don't worry about it. I'll explain it as we go. You can learn the rules if you want. And she's right. There's a lot of convoluted rules to golf that we'll talk about, but, you know, we'll get there. I'm okay about equipment as well. I know how equipment works. I will talk about it. It is a good idea to learn the difference between woods and irons, though, because, well, one of them was at one point traditionally made of wood, and the other one is now traditionally made of metals. They're all technically made from metals or graphite now, but you see what I mean? It gets confusing fast. Tough is an understatement. Try fighting enemies when 50% or so of them in the map have a weapon advantage against you, meaning you do less and they do more, and the boss you choose to fight is on a fort, so they take less damage. Yeah, I could see that being problematic, yeah. Oh boy. And I'm guessing you don't get a massive level advantage in this case, like some of the later Fire Emblem games that allow you to have similar maps. But anyway, I like to do training in the courses that I go to first, so I usually go to the driving range, the approach practice range, or the putting greens. They call it a putting range here, but it's a putting green. Before I do a practice round at any of the courses. So I figure if we do one course per stream, I don't know if that's the exact pace that we'll be on, but I figure if we do one course per stream, we'll be through this in about 5 streams. So that'll be good. Nice short little Game Boy RPG. Anyway, let's chat with these guys and see if they have anything to teach us, like this guy does. Usually if they give you a yes or no answer, they're probably, like on the driving range or whatever, they're probably aiming to teach you something. So let's see what this guy says. Well, that's true. That's true. Okay, that's also true, because here's the layout of the game's heads-up display that you get when playing an actual game of golf. Like I said, for right now, don't worry about this. He's trying to teach us how to hit the ball. So all of this stuff is kind of not things we need to worry about for now, but what he wants you to do here, basically, since we're hitting off the tee, he wants us to use a driver, that's a 1-wood, and he wants us to hit a power shot, which goes a little bit further than a normal shot. So if we can do both of those conditions and hit it properly, we will pass this challenge and get a little bit of experience. So they're on par with your units, or you'll be slightly under level, which makes having weapon disadvantage hurt that much more. Yeah, I can imagine that being pretty painful then, yeah. Alright, so he gives us the driver automatically, or he tells us to use the driver automatically. We want to hit it up on top of this little hill, and we want to use a power shot, so let's see what we can do. Alright, got it on the first try. Perfect. So it's the same kind of golf that you've seen in basically every golf game before this. It's a 3-click golf game where you measure the power. You hit it first to start the meter. The second click is the amount of power, and the third click is the amount of accuracy on the shot. So, yeah, just, play it like that, and you'll be good to go. We got 20 experience for that, and that gets us to level 2. Awesome. Let's see. So our height is actually really solid at the moment. Height is kind of a dump stat in this game, to be honest. The higher your ball goes, the more the wind pushes the ball. So you either get an advantage if the wind is going in the same direction that you're shooting, or a disadvantage if the wind is not. But you can account for that by other means if you want to avoid the wind, so we'll worry about that later. Drive is basically your power stat. It determines how far the ball goes. It's probably going to be the stat that you level up the most because, well, you want to hit it further. So there you go. Your shots, it can actually determine how sharply the ball turns. So like I said at the beginning, a straight shot is that middle section. It'll just go straight. A fade goes from left to right for a right-handed golfer, opposite for left-handed. And then a draw goes from right to left. So I would actually like my shot to be slightly less draw than what he starts with. He starts with a pretty decent draw, so I'm actually going to reduce that down. Meat area and control determines the accuracy of the shot. So there's like a little bar on the 3-click meter. That bar gets wider the more you put into this stat. The other thing about stats, though, is that it's not just a matter of decreasing them as you go. Eventually, these stats will decay. So, like, my height will go higher, my shot will go more draw or more fade, my media area and control will get poorer, and you never lose out on yardage for a drive, but the rest of these will eventually need maintenance, so you can't just ignore all of them and then use drive entirely if you want to have halfway a decent chance of hitting the ball. So we'll start with shot so that we can get it down a little bit, and we'll just maintain it. I think if I maintain it at that +1 draw, I think we'll be okay. So you're already dreading trying to learn how this game works, and you're not the person playing. Don't worry, I will make it slightly less painful. It's not too complicated to pick up, to be honest. It's mostly just, okay, so I press the A button 3 times and the ball go far. But there are other things that you can account for when playing the game, and we'll talk about them as we go. Now let's do some iron shots to practice. Lady, 1-irons haven't really existed in people's golf bags since, like, the 1980s. I don't know what you're talking about. So anyway, she's going to hit a ball off the tee, because that's what this hill with all these little white circles on it is it's the tee box. So she's going to hit an iron over this water and onto the green, which is right up there. But it's the same sort of challenge as the last one. Basically, all you need to do is hit the shot perfect. So get both of the tabs there glowing with the club that she tells you to use, and you've passed the challenge and you get some experience. So there you go. Like I said, don't worry about the terminology. Don't worry about any of that stuff. This one's pretty simple. We don't need to account for wind or any of that sort of stuff just yet. We'll work on that when we get there. I was a little inaccurate on that one. I don't know if that'll be acceptable to her. We'll see. I think you need to get within a certain distance of the hole, if I recall correctly, and then she's like, yeah, that's cool. But it might also be get the shot perfect, which is fine. Yeah, so see, she wants you to get a little closer to the pin, so that means you need to be a little more accurate. Thankfully, they mostly skip over the tutorial dialogue when they let you try again, and there's no punishment for getting it wrong, so... Like I said, it's a pretty laid-back RPG, so you don't really got to worry too much about it. Yeah, I would say that's a little bit closer to the pin. That's within 3 feet, so I'll take it. Well, thanks. I pretty much just hit it without even thinking about any of that, and it worked out pretty nicely. There's 20 more experience points for us, though, so that'll help us with leveling up. Yeah, but we'll worry about that when we get there, so... Why do you level? I guess just because it's an RPG. They wanted to give you an opportunity to take advantage of stats. I don't know. It's Camelot. They're just like, hey, so, you know, here's some stats. Go nuts. I mean, it's a literal trajectory of learning, right? Like, you're learning new things about how to play the game, and so you just... as you learn, you level up. It's a literal showing of how knowledge works in your brain, where you're just increasing your knowledge base. So, anybody over here by the tee? No. Although, on these approach ranges and everything else, you can just press the A button wherever the hell you feel like, and you can just practice directly from that spot. So if you want to practice hitting past a big chunk of trees or something, you could do that. I don't really, so... Sports RPG is not the category you'd pick in Jeopardy. Yeah, it takes a little bit of getting used to. I get the feeling most of the first couple of streams here are going to be me explaining how this game works, kind of similar to what I did in the first stream of Pyre. Although, honestly, I think Pyre might be less complicated than trying to teach the whole game of golf, so... You're gonna use a 5-iron? Okay, well, I guess if you use an approach shot, yeah, that'll work. But you're kind of going against the grain there, aren't you, sir? Like, what? So, I guess I can do my first little bit of teaching here, since he's using a weird club for this section. You'll notice arrows on the green. This is one of those advantages that you have in this game and not in the normal game of golf. And the advantage that you have here is that you basically have a drone flying like 15 or 20 feet above the green that can tell you the direction that the green angles. So when you see arrows pointing towards you, that means that the ball is going to roll have some resistance when it rolls in that direction. So because we're hitting into arrows pointing back towards us, the ball won't go as far. That's the gist. But if the arrows were pointing in the same direction we're shooting, the ball will go further. But basically what's going to happen here is I'm going to meet resistance when I hit this ball, so the ball's not going to go as far. I'm going to use the small approach club, actually, because he used the mid approach club, but don't worry about that. But it makes it easier for me to shoot this if I do this, I think. That's about right. It might be a little too far, but he was about that far, so it's probably okay. Yeah, it's okay. But you said 5 streams. That fucking means the first couple turns into half the videos. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't have a good read for, like, how this is all gonna go in this game, to be honest, because it's been a while since I've played it, and I don't really know what to expect from playing a golf game for people who don't know how to play golf, which, again, it's okay. I will teach you how to play golf. You'll notice, though, that our meat area and control went down. It decayed a little bit, so we're going to put some points into it there. I swear we'll raise our drive at some point. At some point, just our height will decay, and I'll be like, okay, I don't care about height. So, sure, why not? I'll learn your chip approach. See, that was what I was telling the other guy, but he didn't really seem to listen to me. He wanted to roll the ball, even though the green was gonna make it not roll as much. But whatever. I guess it's a little bit different, though, because you'll notice that this lady is in what's called the rough. The rough is longer grass, and because she's in the rough, she'll get less power out of her shot. You might have even noticed that there. Her shot could have gone 60 yards if she hit it all the way. I'll show it right here, actually, because it gives you an idea about the heads-up display a little bit. So we don't have to worry about wind. You'll notice that in the top right corner, there's no wind. I could hit the ball like this, where it's 30 yards to the pin and I have a 30-yard shot. So that should be perfect, right? But not so fast. So you notice in the bottom right corner, there's an 80/90 there. That is the amount of power that you will get out of every one of your shots. So because you're hitting from longer grass, you're hitting from the rough, you'll only get about 80% of the power out of any of your shots. And you might have noticed that from her hitting the ball. Actually, hers was more like 90%, because she hit the ball what was supposed to be 30 yards, and it went 27. So that's 90% of 30 is 27. So we want to hit it at about halfway as well to get it about 27 yards. So we'll see what we can do. Okay, that's about right. Should slide right about to where hers went. Yep, and that should be good, I think. Yep. Usually if they do that expression thing there where they turn into cartoon physics and they just squish and stretch a couple of times, that's means you're good, so. I actually do know the pitch and putt technique. I don't know if I'll use a lot of my clubs for the pitch and putt, though. I usually like to use, well, wedges for pitch and putt, because wedges are traditionally used for pitching, and putters are used for putting, but we'll talk about it. No, I don't think I know that one, actually. Oh, okay, sure. I suppose as long as you sink the ball, it doesn't matter. I believe it, because well, I think he's the best character in this game. Yeah, but don't try to putt like Mario. Try to putt like you, and then work on your game. It'll be easier. Well, maybe we'll get there one day. Yeah, so this is basically, in a lot simpler terms, what I was saying about the way that the green goes. Basically, the ball will roll in the direction that the arrows point. So if the arrows are pointing towards the hole, then that means the ball will roll towards the hole. If the arrows are pointing away from the hole, the ball will roll away from the hole, and so on and so forth. Sometimes it rolls sideways from the hole, so you have to account for that by aiming slightly to the left, slightly to the right. We'll get there. Actually, not yet. I think there's a... well, give me 1 second, man. I think there's a tutorial here along with your little putting challenge, so... let me just see first. No, there isn't. Okay, well then sure, I'll take you on. So this guy's the putting challenge. We haven't really done any putting yet, but that's okay. We should be fine. And basically, yeah, that's what you want to do, is you want to hit it into the circle 7 or more times. So now, okay, so I guess I can give you a little bit more of an explanation on putting. See how the arrows are moving towards the hole, but they're moving slightly sideways from where I'm standing? That means the ball will go slightly to that side. It'll move from, well, where I'm standing, right to left. From the top-down perspective, it'll move slightly towards the bottom right corner. So we want to aim a little to the side of the hole and then just kind of launch it and see what happens. We didn't need to hit it that hard, actually, because it was going downhill, but we'll get there. Like, so you can hit it a little softer and it'll still go. So you can actually hit the ball pretty hard when you're putting in most cases, and it'll still go in the hole, but I try not to take advantage of that too much, so... Alright, so this is 36 feet and we have 100, so that means halfway on this bar is 50 feet, so you gotta be a little careful with this one. That should be good. It was... Okay, I was gonna say it was slightly not good, but it buffed out. We're good. Alright, I need to aim slightly more to the side. Which way is this going? Okay, it's going that way. Sometimes I have a hard time seeing which way the ball is going. That should be good. Hey, we even made that one. Very nice. Hey, Conker, how you doing? Welcome back. Been a while since you've been actually able to catch a stream. Well, welcome back. It's okay. I'm glad that you made it to this one. Playing some Mario Golfs. So if you know golf, that's cool. You'll understand what's going on. If you don't worry about it. I'll do a little teaching. It's all good. Okay, well, that's still inside the circle, so that's good. I guess I need to aim it slightly this way. It's a little finicky because sometimes the controls are inverted and sometimes they're not, so... But we'll see. I'm actually hitting it too hard again, but it might still... Okay, well, went out a little bit, but it's all good. Alright, so this one's a little tough because it's 27 feet, but the arrows are pointing down towards you, so it's going to warp the ball a little bit, like, from right to left. Even though there's a slight downhill there, you're probably still going to have to hit it, like, almost all the way to get it there. Yeah, see? Hey, look at that. We even went around the rim. Very nice. All right, let's go slightly to the left, and then we'll do it again. And we're good. That one might not go in, but it went in the circle, so that's the important part. It's amazing for a GBA game, to be honest. It's way more complex than you'd think for a GBA. And that's not even the best part. The best part is this is a Game Boy Color game. I'm playing it on a GBA emulator, but it's definitely for Game Boy Color, so... Yeah, it's pretty good. They did a lot with what they had, to be honest, so... Alright, gotta hit this one a little harder, because there's a bit of a not a downhill, an uphill slope there. So, I guess I hit it a little too hard, but that's fine. Let's do it again. There we go. That should be good. Won't go in, but it'll be good to go in the circle. Oh, this is Game Boy Color? Geez, Camelot's on fire. Yeah, like I said, they made good stuff. So, and they obviously knew the game pretty well for all the stuff they put into this one, from what I've seen of it. Alright, but we got 25 points from that putting challenge, and we leveled up again, and as you can see, nothing decayed. Our shot remained where it was. We could increase our meat area and control, but honestly, 3-3 is pretty much good for me. Well, actually, that's +2/+2, but I'll refer to it as 3-3. I'll probably refer to this as 2, and height I don't give a shit about, so let's just increase our drive, shall we? Now I can hit a little farther. Not with putting, though. Your putting always remains the same. You'll always go 30 feet, then 100 feet, and then I think there's one for 200 feet as well, so... I usually don't use that one, because I'm usually not that far away, and usually if I am, I'm more a fan of just using a wedge, but... Anyway, the stars that I was mentioning before, so let's take a look at those. Yeah, so here we go. So these are the challenges that are available to you, and if you finish them all, you'll get some experience, but you'll also get a star for finishing the star challenge. For right now, there's only one out in the field, Windy Valley Hole 1. I guess we could go do that before we do our stroke match here at Marion Club, but maybe we should do the stroke match first, then go do Windy Valley Hole 1, and then come back for the tournament. I think we'll do it that way, because that breaks up Marion Club a little bit, so we're not just listening to its music 3 times in a row. Not that its music is bad, the music of this game is composed by the one and only Motoi Sakuraba, but of Golden Sun and even Dark Souls fame, but, you know, nothing wrong with that. Alright, so like I said, first things first, so we can learn the course a little bit, let's play a practice round. Okay. Sure, sounds like fun. So let's go learn the Marion Club course. Oh, okay, I guess there's a tournament today as well. Fair enough. I will go in behind them and just play this course normally. So they'll go in as a group of 4, and then we'll go in by ourselves. Normally they don't let you do this on most professional golf courses. You have to go in with a pre-made group, or if you don't have a pre-made group, they'll make you go in with a group of 4, so like other people. 4 is usually the maximum, but I mean, I guess you can go out with more. Anyway, this is Mario Golf. This is the first hole of the first course. Here's the heads-up display. So, first things first, let's look at the top left corner of the screen there. So 1H is hole 1. The total yardage of the hole is 374 yards. It's a par 4. When they say par 4, what they mean is if you make it into the hole in 4 shots, you get a par. Your score doesn't change. If you get there in less shots, your score changes to the negative. And if you make it there in more shots, your score changes to the positive. Golf is a little counterintuitive compared to other sports because you actually want to have a lower score rather than a higher score. You want to try to finish the course in as few shots as possible. So having a lower score means you're doing better at the game. So that's the plan. We're going to try to get this in as low as possible. But let's look at the rest of the heads-up display first before we do that. Top right corner is our wind. The wind is moving to the right, so it's at also 11 miles an hour. So that's about midway. It's a decent wind, but not humongous. You'll know when it's a really big wind because the Shy Guy goes flying by on the wind at the beginning of the hole. Literally, you'll see that in a few minutes. But we want to kind of move it over to the left a little bit because it'll move to the right naturally because the wind will pick it up and move it to the right. So the floating head and the blinking 0 over there is my character and the number of shots I've taken. So right now I haven't taken any shots, so it's at 0. It'll be at 1 once I take a shot. So, can you control the drone for the top-down camera in later games? Yes, yeah, you can pull it out a little bit if I recall correctly, but I think in this game you can't pull it out as much. You can go back to this top-down camera if you want to line something up again. Like, let's say I didn't explain enough, so I went to the shot here. I could just press the B button and then go back, and it'll pull the camera back out so we can look at the shot again. So there you go. Still haven't played a single Dark Souls game or any Souls-likes. It's been 13 years since you were bombarded by people never shutting up about Dark Souls and Skyrim to the point where you decided to hard skip them. Same with Three Houses. Yeah, and I mean, that's fair. The internet was obsessed with both of those games at the time, so it's fair to skip them. It might be worth it to go back to them at one point, like I'm going to, but, you know, that's if you want to. Anyway, I missed like half of the heads-up display, so let's finish that up. What it says rest there, that's the amount of distance from where you're at to the hole. It's a little higher than the total yardage, but the total yardage starts at the beginning of the tee box, not where you're shooting from, so you'll be shooting from slightly back from the hole's total distance. Then you have your clubs down there. So you'll notice I have a 1 wood, which is a driver. If I say driver, I mean 1 wood. And then it says N, which is normal. If you want to do a power shot, you get a total of 6 power shots on each course. They don't refresh themselves until you leave the course. And if you get a perfect shot, so if you get both of the tabs there blinking, you don't lose one of your power shots. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. I can hit it 207 yards. In the right side, the bottom right side there, it says that I'll get between 98 and 100% of my power. So I can expect to hit this 207 yards if I hit it normally, or rather if I hit it perfectly. So yeah, that's the gist of it. But basically, you've got a whole bunch of numbers you're being inundated with. The main ones you want to look at are wind. That tells you where to move your ball. Your yardage, which is in the bottom left-hand corner, and the club that you're using. And then the bottom right-hand corner to tell you how far the ball will go. So basically, do a little bit of math. Okay, so I'll still hit it about 207 yards because the wind isn't going in my face. If the wind was pointing south towards me, I'd hit it less because the wind would pick it up and push it back towards me. If the wind was moving north, I'd hit it harder because the wind would pick it up and send it a few more yards. But yeah, that's not really something we need to concern ourselves with just yet. Let's just hit the ball. And we'll go from there. So I was slightly less power and slightly less accuracy than normal there, so it won't quite go that 207, but with the driver it actually makes a pretty decent amount of difference because it's, well, a driver, so you get a little bit less power for your buck there. Anyway, so we're on the fairway. We'll get about 94, 98 out of this. I don't want to hit a driver from here, though, because drivers on the fairway don't really work out. You'll notice in the bottom right-hand corner that my accuracy and my power percentage go down by using a driver. So I'll just use the 3-wood. If we don't make it on the green, that's fine. And we'll keep going. Our accuracy should be good because the accuracy on the right side there is made the little ding sound, but we didn't quite get power. We still made it on the green though, so that's good. All right, so now we're putting. You'll notice that most of the arrows are pointing directly towards the hole, so we don't need to hit this as hard, and we can kind of just let it roll down the hill and into the hole. The tabs, the little small tabs on the bottom part of the power meter there, are about 25, 50, and 75% power. So for example, we hit this 30 feet normally at max power. If we hit it on that first little tab, that's about 7.5 feet. So halfway would be 15 feet. So we want to hit this at about the third tab because that's about 21, 22 feet. A little less because it's downhill, so. And we'll see if it goes in. There we go. Buried it. Now, we hit at 1 stroke below par. That gets us a birdie, which allows us to have 1 stroke below par on our overall score. We actually subtract 1 from our overall score because we came in 1 stroke ahead of the par. We did it in 3 strokes rather than 4. So, there you go. And that's a hole of golf. Is anything unclear? Hi, Shy Guy. Goodbye, Shy Guy. Is there anything that is unclear there? I'm sure there's quite a bit, but you know, I'll go over a little bit if need be. Do I want to hit a 3-wood from here, or do I want to just hit a power shot? I kind of just want to hit a power shot and let the wind just carry it over this bunker. This yellow part here is a sand trap or a bunker. It's you don't want to hit it into that. It's really hard to hit it out of that, so we'll try not to hit it into that. There you go. Gonna go take a nap, have fun. Oh, it was that bad, huh, Marie? Oh boy. All right, well, go ahead and take a nap. We will see you in a little bit. Have a good nap, yes. All right, so now you'll notice in the bottom right-hand corner that I hit under the ball a little bit there. So what that does is it adds backspin on the ball, and it puts it higher into the air, so that way the wind can carry it a little further for me. And it just might as well take advantage of the wind. The wind is going towards the hole anyway, and it's a high wind. You can see that by the red arrow in the top right-hand corner. So might as well take advantage of it, you know. Hey, Coldo, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're playing a little golf. If you know what golf is and how to play it, then you'll be not lost, which will be good. If you don't know how to play golf, don't worry about it. I'll talk about it. All right, now this might be tough because we only have about 90% power in the bottom right-hand corner because of our lie. We're kind of stuck in a rut here, but the wind will pull it, so I'll stick with the 9-iron, I think. It'll probably be okay. Well, it won't if I hit it like that. Jesus Christ. But that's okay. We'll just chip. It's fine. We don't have to be perfect here. This is a practice round anyway, so, you know. All right, so we're chipping now. We're at an approach. We got 18 yards, and we got 90% power, but we also have a little wind, so maybe, like, here? Yeah, that looks about right. Oh, look, the whole green's on a hill. That's cool. But we can make a nice easy par putt here. It's only about 6 feet, yeah. So it should go in nice and simple. No direction we have to worry about because we're up on top of the hill, so there was no turn on the green there. So, oh, good, more wind. I love more wind. All right, 14 miles an hour at our back, so we're going to want to go down 1 club because the wind will carry this to the green for us. So. Especially if I don't hit it perfectly like that again. I'm having a little trouble hitting it perfectly today, apparently, but that's okay, because look at how close we got. I will take that. That couldn't have gone much better if I tried, and I definitely didn't try. All right, let's sink this one. Nice and easy birdie putt. So again, 1 stroke below par, so we decrease our score by 1, and we are at 2 below par now. So that's 2 strokes good, basically. If you're at a minus in your score, you're doing good. If you're at a plus in your score, you're not doing so hot, so. Nice one, thank you. Yeah, that one went pretty well. This one is not going to go so well because you'll notice the direction of the wind is 11 miles an hour directly towards me. And this is a par 5, so it's a long hole, 480 yards. And we don't really have a very good drive, so this is probably not going to go so hot. I'm actually going to put a little bit of top spin on the ball. To put spin on the ball while the meter is moving, you press a direction, up, down, left, or right on the control pad. So if I want to put top spin on the ball, I'll let the meter start, then press up on the D-pad, and that'll put top spin on the ball. It'll make the ball go lower so that the wind can't take advantage of it as much, basically. It also rolls a little bit more, but you usually don't have to worry about that until later when you actually have the ability to roll the ball a little more because you hit it farther. So, all right, so we're quite a ways out from the hole yet, so again, we're going to put top spin on it. Try to hit it pretty good, get it, in the middle of the fairway-ish. Up on this hill would be preferable. There we go. Yeah, the little gradient that you see on the map there, that indicates that it's a hill that we're hitting up on top of. If you end up hitting the ball onto that gradient, like, let's say, oh, that's a putter. Let's say you hit the ball into this little section, this little, like, swathed section of grass here, it would roll down the hill. So in that case, it would be good because it would roll down the hill towards the hole, but, excuse me, it wouldn't necessarily be good if you hit it on the other side where it would roll, well, backwards, because then we'd lose yardage, and we already have our work cut out for us because we're hitting into well, this is a headwind. We're hitting into a headwind because it's blowing directly in our face. So if you're hitting into a tailwind, the wind is moving with you. So a headwind is coming towards you, a tailwind is going away from you. We like tailwinds around here. We don't like headwinds. They suck. They're not very much fun. I don't know if that's going to be... Well, no, it should be okay. Yeah, because we're not going to get a ton of roll, so... Good. You played golf with your friends for a bit? Okay, well then you'll probably have some idea of what's going on. You don't need to know a whole lot in order to play this game, to be honest. It's pretty simple. You just want to hit it into the hole in as few strokes as possible. That is the gist of golf. Get it in as low a score as possible. Hi, Shy Guy. More wind. Do I hit with power here because I can take advantage of it? I've already used 2 power shots. I'm only on the 5th hole. Ah, what the hell. Ah, a little late on that one. There's a rhythm to getting a perfect shot. I just don't remember it because it's been a while since I've played this. So, but hey, we got a little bit of extra yardage out of it, so that's good. I'm going to pitching wedge this and probably hit it with a little top spin. Or not top spin, back spin, so I can take advantage of the wind. That might not be so good, but we'll see. It'll be on the green anyway. Just might be a long putt. Nah, not that much. We're close. And I don't have to worry about any turning because basically if the arrows aren't like directly in your path when you're putting, you don't have to worry about them turning the ball. The ball will stay straight as long as the terrain in front of you is straight. There's no arrows in front of me, so this should be a pretty straight shot. So we do about that, and that should be good. See? Exactly right. It was a little touch and go, but exactly right. Just as planned. Should we talk about water hazards now? I feel like we could talk about it since we have a little pond here. You don't want to hit your ball in the water. It's not good for you. Not only will you lose the ball, you'll also lose 1 stroke, so you'll basically have to... You have to add 1 to your score in order to get it out of the water. So just avoid water like the plague. It's not very much fun to deal with, so we'll just avoid it as much as we can. I'm going to hit it slightly left, though, because there's this tailwind that's going to pull it. So, how many courses are there? In this game, there are 5 courses. We're currently playing just a practice round, and my plan of action is to play a practice round, then the tournament round. So we'll play the course twice. Practice round, then the tournament round. And then after that, we'll play the champion of that club. So basically 3 times through each course, except the last course. The last course is just kind of like the final boss course. You only have to do a tournament there. Although I guess we could play a match against Mario there afterwards, but we'll figure that out when we get there. For now, let's just start with what we can do, because there ain't no way in hell we are playing against Mario right now. He will kick my ass. So, alright, this one might be a little tricky, because we are on a little bit of a hill, so I'm just going to move it slightly to the right. It'll pull slightly to my left, so maybe like that. Let's see. Oh. I thought that the gravitational pull of the hole would be enough, but it was not, so that's okay. We'll par this hole. You don't have to get a birdie on every hole at this point in order to get a good score. We're 4 under par, and we're on the 7th hole. That's not bad. You know, we're doing pretty good, all things considered. You don't need to worry about getting a really high, well, a really low score until you get to the end game when Mario's playing against you, because he's really good. He'll go like 13 shots under par or something ridiculous like that, and you have to overcome that. It's kind of nuts. So, but we'll get to Mario when we get to Mario. For now, let's just play our game, you know. Yeah, we're getting the perfect rhythm down. Like I said, there is a rhythm to hitting a perfect shot. Once you get the rhythm down, it's usually pretty easy to stay consistent with it, but sometimes I mess it up anyway, just for, you know, not on purpose, obviously, but I just mess it up anyway. So, alright, so we're hitting into a wind. So I want a little top spin and maybe like, yeah, it's a little too short, but that's okay. The green is big, so. Nice, we're up on the hill. We don't want to deal with the hill in this place because those bolded arrows should tell you that this is a very bad hill. we would be having a hard time getting the ball to where it needs to go if we were hitting into that hill, but we don't have to worry about that. So let's just do one of these. Go on in. Perfect. So now we're 5 under. That's good. Hi, Shy Guy. He's going to be around quite a bit. He likes to fly on the wind, as you can see. I'm actually going to just stay with the 4-iron, I think. This one's tough because if we look at this, the green is up on top of a hill. And if you hit this the wrong way, it will roll down the hill, and then you'll have to chip over the hill onto the green. It's not a lot of fun, but with the wind, I think if we hit it here, we'll be okay. And actually, with that kind of power, we should be really okay. So, it should tap down and then slide pretty close. Yep. See? I've still got the touch, apparently. I can play this game of golf far better than I can play golf in real life, that's for sure. I hit that a little too hard, but that's okay. You can actually hit the ball pretty hard with the short putter and still get it in the hole, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Now, see, if we had a longer distance, we could just ignore this hill altogether and just go for that little section of fairway up there. But since I have a shorter swing at the moment, we'll just go on this hill. It's fine. All right. Getting consistent with the shots. I'm remembering how it all works. Just, it's like riding a bike, right? Eventually you get it back. All right. Yeah, with 94% power, we should be pretty much exact if we hit it perfect. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure I just jinxed myself because I said if we hit it perfect, but if the accuracy's a little off, that's okay. If the power's right, we'll be in good shape. Very nice. We're doing really well so far. I'm glad with our progress so far. We're making good progress. We're playing well. Because we're 7 under at the end of the 9th hole. Now, the 9th hole out of 18 is at the turn. That means you're 50% done with the course. There's terminology for a little bit of everything in golf, but you don't necessarily need to know what it means. You just need to know, oh, okay, at the turn, that means I'm half done. Alright, that might suck a little bit, because I might be in the rough on the hill. No, I'm in the rough, but I'm not on the hill, so I didn't fall backwards. So that's good. Alright, so we're in the rough, so I can talk about that a little bit. We only have between 80 and 90% power here, so because we're kind of hitting against the grass a little bit, I'm actually going to go up 1 club and see if we get a little bit more out of that. Hopefully we'll go over those trees as well. Let's see. Alright, that should be okay. I don't know if we'll be on the green, but we'll be close. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, notice how much of a difference the rough made with my shot. It normally would have gone 127 yards, but it only went like 103 because of the fact that the grass was so long. So, makes a big difference. Gotta be careful of that. Anyway, 11's like... it's like not quite 11, but that's okay. Oh, it might go in anyway. Nope, not quite, but we're very close. So that's good. Generally speaking, if you're making par on each hole at this point, with maybe a couple of birdies here and there, you only need like 3 or 4 birdies in order to finish the tournament in first place. So if you're making par on most holes on your first outing, you're doing pretty good. So, at least in my book. All right, perfect power shot. So like I said before, we will maintain our power shot. We don't lose one of our stock by using that one because we hit it perfect, so. We could go straight for the green here. What's that look like in terms of the tree in front of me? Oh, okay, it's not that in front of me. I'm not confident that that's not going to go in the bunker, but what the hell, right? Hey, you never take a risk in life, you'll never get anywhere, so here we go. All right, bam, boom, let's see where it ends up. This is a wood, so it's going to roll. Okay, it isn't in the bunker. We're good. We're not on the green, but it's not in the bunker, so we're okay. Alright, so 8 yards, but we're at 90% power, so a little higher than normal, like... That's a little too far. That's okay, though. Nah, it almost went in anyway. But that's alright. We're on for... Oh, this is a birdie putt. Oh, wow. If we would have made it on the green, we would have been putting for eagle, and an eagle is 2 strokes below par, so that's a pretty good thing to look out for. We can't do that because we didn't quite make it on, but, you know. A birdie's nice. I'll take a birdie. Works for me. Okay, no wind to play with here, so that's good. I could go down 1, but I'd have to hit it perfectly to get it there, so I think instead of that, I'll just kind of hit it like... here? Yeah, that should be good. It'll roll a little bit, but it'll get caught by the grass. Okay, it rolled a little more than I wanted it to, but we should still be able to save that. So, you know, I'm thinking about my explanation that I did on the first hole there. I think I just inundated Marie with way too much knowledge at the beginning that wasn't necessary to talk about. Like, you didn't need to know, like, 3/4 of the things I talked about on that first hole in order to play this game. You could just kind of do this and be fine. So, my bad, Marie. I will try not to over-explain. It's a habit, I find. I'll try not to over-explain too much. But again, if there are any questions, if there's anything that you're not sure about and I'm doing, just stop me and I will continue to explain it to the best of my knowledge. Is that going to go in the... it's in the semi-rough. That's okay. Semi-rough is still slightly tall grass, but it's not as tall as the rough, so you should be okay. I say that, but we have to be almost perfect with our shot here in order to get this out with the wood, so we'll see. Okay, we're fine. We'll get about 160 yards out of that. It'll roll a little bit more because it's a wood. Generally speaking, if you use a wood, I can explain that. If you use a wood, woods roll the ball a little bit more than irons because of the way that the club face is shaped. Woods have a lower angle on them, so the ball generally rolls more than it would with an iron. An iron usually goes up higher in the air, and then it comes down and doesn't roll as much. Same sort of thing with a wedge. When you get to something like a pitching wedge or a sand wedge, the angle on it with a sand wedge is like 60 degrees. So it goes up and it comes down and it basically stays there. So what does woods mean? So a wood is, generally speaking, the clubs that you use when you're looking to hit for power. They used to be made out of wood, that's why they're called woods, but nowadays they're usually made out of graphite instead. And like I just said, they roll more than an iron, which is made of, well, iron. They have a lower angle on the club face, so they roll a little bit more. I can actually show you the difference once we get off the green here, so let me putt into this. Yeah, that might not be enough. Okay, never mind, it was fine. But yeah, I'll show you the difference once we get to the next hole, because I'll have access to my whole kit here. Hi, Shy Guy. Okay, so you see how the game started me off with a 1W in the bottom corner there? That is a 1 wood. It's also known as a driver. This is the most powerful club in your kit. You'll use this off the tee most of the time. But you also have a 3 wood, which is a little more accurate in exchange for a little less power, and a 4 wood, which is basically the same thing, even more accurate, less power. An iron, by comparison, is not as powerful as a wood, but you usually get more control out of them, and it rolls a little less. So, but you have a lot of irons to choose from. You have a 2 iron, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way up to 9, depending on what angle you want. And then you have wedges, which are used when you're close to the green, but you're not quite on the green to the point where you can use a putter. So you have a pitching wedge and a sand wedge to get you out of sand or out of grass, depending on which one you have to deal with. That's the one you use. Let's go back up to our 1 wood, our driver. And this might go in front of that tree to the left if I'm not careful, so let's do it like that. That should be good, I think. We'll see. Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. That's right about in the center of those 2 trees, which means that they shouldn't be a problem when I hit towards the green there. We gotta be a little careful not to, like, do this or something so it rolls into the water, but yeah, we should be okay with something like this. Okay, so I'm using a 3 wood, so watch where the ball hits here. It's actually gonna hit slightly behind where you might think it would hit. Normally, if you don't hit it into tall grass like I just did, it would roll the rest of the way to its distance. So like that was what, 193 yards or something it would have done. If it had been maximum, it would have hit at about 175, 180 yards and then rolled the rest of the way. But with an iron, it basically hits and it only rolls a little bit. So you'll hit it, let's say your iron goes 160 yards. You'll hit it and it'll go about 155, so close to that 160, and then it'll roll the rest of the way. Alright, that wind kind of sucks, and I'm kind of in this tall grass as well, so, like, maybe there. That should be good. Get over this little hill. Go on in! Hell yeah! Chip in! We got a birdie. So when you chip in like that, you don't have to putt, obviously, because you hit it into the hole, and you basically save a stroke. So that's always nice. If you can chip the ball in, more power to you. Chipping is hard. It's not necessarily as hard here as it is in real life, but chipping is hard. Trust me, I've tried to chip. I'm not very good at it. So, alright, so let's see. We got a wind moving right to left. This should be okay. And we got perfect accuracy and everything. I should use more of my power shots, actually, because I think we still have 3 of them left, and we've only got 3 holes to go after this, so we'll see how this goes. I won't need it here, but I'll probably use them on the next 3 holes. Alright, perfect. Should go right about to the left of where I aimed it. It might be off the green, though. Yeah, we'll be on the green edge or the semi-rough. So, okay, we're still on the green edge. Now, the green edge is... It's slightly taller grass than the actual green, but it's so much of a... It's so minuscule of a difference that you can still putt out of it. If you try to putt out of taller grass than the green edge, you're probably going to have a bad time. So, maybe don't do that. Anyway, it's downhill, because the arrows are going towards the hole, but it's a slight right to left, so maybe like that, and then... Yeah, it's a little too hard, but... It didn't matter, we chipped it in. Even if you putt when you're off the green, by the way, if you get it into the hole, it's considered a chip in. You technically only add a putt, like there's a putt column there, and that tells you how many putts we made on each hole. You only add a putt if you're on the green and putting. If you're off the green and you putt, it's almost like chipping by how the score works. I wouldn't worry too much about that, though. That's more just technical lingo terminology stuff, so. Alright, well, we'll have some power shots left over at the end of this course unless I decide to use a couple more. And we'll be up on this hill, so that's good. Should give us a nice idea of where the hole is. We should be able to see the hole pretty well from here. Yeah, see, we can even see it on the heads-up display down here, so that's good. I don't think I need to be perfect on power with this one. Okay. Usually when I try not to be perfect with power, I usually end up just being perfect with power anyway. Like, usually it's one of those things, right? It's like when you don't want it, it happens, and when you do want it, it doesn't, so. Alright, this might be a little tricky because of the way that the arrows are pointing. I'm gonna try to do this and just kind of whack it a little bit and see what happens. That might be okay. Yeah, it's okay. We're good. That's another birdie. We are 13 strokes under par. We are doing really well. Hi, Shy Guy. Hey, when are you going to play in the tournament, man? You're going to have to stop flying around pretty soon. Pretty soon you're going to have to actually play me. I feel like Meta Knight in Super Smash Bros. I'm just sitting here looking at Shy Guy flying by like, fight me! But he'll fight me later. Oh, that's going to be too far. Maybe I shouldn't have gone for max power there. That probably wouldn't work out too well. Okay, so the wind will grab this a little bit. Yeah, a little more. And then, that should be okay. Probably make a par. It's okay. Alright, so we don't have to worry about anything turning, and that should be good. That's too hard, but like I said, you can hit it pretty hard and still get in the hole with the short putter, so it's fine. Yeah, Shy Guy's just sizing up the competition. There you go. He's got to see what he's working against, and he's like, ah, hell, this guy's pretty good. He actually knows how to play this game. You main Meta Knight in Brawl, people always DC'd. You know, I believe it. I heard Meta Knight was super broken in Brawl Online. I don't think I ever used him in Brawl Online, though, unless I used him in, like, one of the videos I made for it at one point. I don't remember, but I don't remember really using him, like, at all. I mostly used, like, just characters I felt like, which usually ended up being the lower tier characters, if I'm honest. Alright, I want to go in the water, but if we do this right, we might get very close to the green, and I can demonstrate an eagle putt. So, let's see if we can do it. Yeah, there we go. Nah, we're not going to get it, because I didn't hit with perfect power! Just, as long as it doesn't go in the water, we're okay. But that's fine. We've got a short chip, and we'll be on the green for a birdie, so it's all good. Yeah, I think I need this one. Because, again, look at our lie in the bottom right-hand corner there. The 90 to 94% would screw us over if we tried to do this. Even with the wind, it would still only go like 26 yards because of the percentages there. So I'll use this one and just hit it slightly not as hard. Like, maybe that. That should work. Actually, it's probably still only going to go 26 yards. Oh, no, never mind. Went a little further than I thought, but that's okay. That was probably the wind and the green pulling it, so... Speaking of pulling it, the green is about to pull this very right to left, so let's aim slightly right to left and try to get it in. Okay, we're good. And that was the last hole of the course. Every course is 18 holes. And actually, we did pretty good there. We were 7 under par for both turns, for both of the 9-hole sets. So we ended up 14 under par. Our total score is the second column there, the 58, and then the par is 72. So we ended that in 14 less shots than we were supposed to. And that'll get us a bunch of experience points. So hey, if we keep playing like that, this game should roll over pretty easy. But let's level up first and see what we got. We got 1 level, so that's good. You'll notice our height decayed a little bit. It went a little higher, but that's okay. I don't mind that. I do mind my shot being a little bit further, though, so let's try to keep that as close to straight as possible. And we'll go from there. I only need 6 points to the next level. All right, that's fine. Basically, if we go do Windy Valley Hole 1 now, we should get the points that we need, so let's go do that. And make sure I didn't unlock anything else. No, I didn't. Okay, cool. So out we go. We'll go to the world map. See if we can find Windy Valley. Don't forget, pick up after tee off. Pick up what? There's a tree here. Yeah, so all these signs will indicate little challenges that you can eventually go to on the world map, but if there's a tree in the way, the challenge is currently locked, so you can't really use that at the moment. So there you go. This one lets them examine your swing. I think that just means there's like a driving coach. I guess we can check this out. Why not? A golf clinic. Okay, fair enough. Well, I'll be the judge of that. Sure, sounds like fun. So they'll basically let you hit into an open field, and then they'll tell you how good or bad or in between your shot is. So let's just give it a shot, shall we? I didn't even hit it perfectly, so they're going to judge me pretty poorly. But that's okay. It's fine. I don't mind. Let's see what they say. That's true. And they're not even going to properly judge that because it was... They consider it a mishit if you don't hit it perfect, so that just gives you the kind of... an idea of the kind of exacting standards we're working with here. These guys are the pros, after all. I hit it the exact same way again. Alright, we'll try it one more time, and if it doesn't work, I'm just going to say screw it. And we'll go to Windy Valley instead. Yeah, and I will be able to practice by playing this video game, so there you go. Alright, one more time. There we go. This time with feeling. Yeah, these people are brutal, I know. Like I said, they have very exacting standards when they judge you. So, let's see how they judge me when I actually hit it properly. Yeah, that's about right. So basically, I don't really see much of a point to this clinic, to be honest, because everything that they just told you, I mean, that's a lot of golf terminology, but you can basically get everything they just told you out of your stats screen. Because they were like, well, your shot's a little low. No duh, I can see that. It draws a little bit. I can see that. Like, it's all right there, so I don't know what the point is. I mean, I guess it's just to show you, yeah, there are people in this world that are assholes as well. I don't know, but... Anyway. This is Windy Valley. Your challenge, hit the target. Sounds simple enough, but how will they challenge us? Let's find out. Hello, sir. Are you the operator of this here special hole? Oh, okay. Sure. Thanks. I'll give it a shot. Why not? Oh, okay. I was actually going to just take a shot, but anyway. Shoot from here. All right. So here's how Windy Valley works. First of all, well, it's windy. As you can see in the top right corner, the wind is at 16 miles an hour. That is pretty high. You have to hit from here to the hole, and I think if I remember right, if we went back to the putting challenges, there's a little circle around the flag. So if you hit it in that circle, you're golden. If you don't hit it in that circle, he just says, well, try again, basically. But it's tough because there's wind and there's a bunch of other stuff to factor in, so we'll see what we can do. That should be pretty good, actually. Because it'll roll a little bit. It might be too far, though. Yeah, okay. I need to hit it slightly more south and slightly less. Jeez, man. Why don't you just jam the golf club down my throat while you're at it? Good lord. Yeah, but I need to hit it slightly less powerful, and now it's 18, so we need to go even further down. And then we should be good. That's not quite it either. Well, that might be okay, though. Because the 18 is slightly in our favor as well. Oh, okay, we're good. It's in the circle! Because it wasn't just a straight 18 miles an hour there, right? It was, you could see that the arrow, I didn't mention it at the time, but the arrow was tilted slightly down, so that will actually reduce the amount of distance that your shot goes, because it's slightly tilted in your face. Anyway, we made it through that pretty well unscathed. And we earned 40 experience points for it, which will get us our next level up. Perfect. Doing pretty good. Nothing decayed, so I'll just increase my drive again. Awesome. Get more power! Now you'll notice that there are multiple different tee boxes at Windy Valley. There was the one that we just hit from, that was the first tee box, but there are other tee boxes as well. We'll come back to Windy Valley because there are new challenges there as you play through the game. But for now, the only thing left for us to do is the tournament and then challenging putts. So we'll go work on that because we got all the stars that we can get for right now. New stars will unlock as you beat tournaments and beat match plays against the club champs. So there you go. And as you actually go to the courses on the world map, that kind of helps too. I did, actually, yes. Do I want to save before I do the club tournament? I think that might not be a bad idea, actually. That's fine. I'll be a player in a second. Yes, please. Alright, so let's just save our progress real quick so that we've, got ourselves a nice, clean save in case we mess something up. Not that we're going to do that. There is a way to fix yourself if you mess something up, but I'm going to try not to abuse it because most people would consider it an exploit. I'll only try to use it when it's really necessary, and by that I mean on the last course. Because it's a really hard course. So. But anyway, the day of the tournament has arrived. Let's join the last group. They're the last group to begin the tournament, and I hope I'm not late. So let's get in there. You don't actually play the tournament with them, though. Like, if you had to wait for all three of them to hit the ball, it would make this go really slow. So they say that you're playing with this group, but you actually play by yourself. So it's very similar to a practice round, just there's actual pressure now because you have to compete against other people. So there you go. But we've leveled up a little bit, so we should be okay. So we'll just play the course again and see if we can do well at it. with our extra stats and stuff. When it says best drive there, basically when you're in a tournament, it measures your longest drive, and it also measures your closest shot to the pin on low par holes. So on a par 3, the closer you get it to the pin, the better. You don't get a reward for it, but it will measure it for you. So I guess if you're concerned about that, there you go. I'm not, but you know. This might go a little too far. Yeah, just a little too far. just a bit, enough to roll completely off the green. Yeah, just a bit. All right. Actually, I'm gonna turn it ever so slightly, and then that should be good. Go right on in. Roll all the way around and go right on in. See, once you get past all the technical terminology and stuff, this game is a lot of fun because it's just kind of fun to look at the numbers and make a bunch of little decisions and then just have stuff happen, you know? Like, it's just fun to watch stuff happen, even if you don't know what's going on. So, yeah, I roll all the way around the rim. I will take it. So, all right, we're going to go for the gusto on this one. I want the power, and we'll see if the power works out. It did not work out. That's okay. The wind will save me, I hope. Okay, it actually did save me because I didn't go in the bunker. I'm in the rough, so it's still not good, but I didn't go in the bunker, so that's the important part. All right, so we got an up left wind, so let's just move it slightly to the right, and then see where it goes. Don't go down that hill. Damn, it's gonna go slightly down that hill. Okay, well, it's going to be a little more challenging to make this birdie putt than last time, but that's okay. Nothing I can't handle, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and by the way, you'll notice that certain other people are playing against you in the leaderboard here. Some of them you might notice from other places. I think some of them are developer names. Some of them are actual, like, Mario characters like Fly Guy, Penguin, Chuckya, that's a Chargin' Chuck who's just playing golf on his off day, I guess. There's a Rex playing. He's -3 after 5 holes. That's actually kind of impressive. And some of the names might look familiar. Like, for example, right now we're tied for 4th with Putz, who is the club champ. And then Azalea and Sherry are other characters. Those are the 2 female characters that you could have chosen. That's their default names from the beginning, so... Yeah, some of the names will look a little familiar because Mario characters will show up on the leaderboards here. So it's kind of fun to just watch them play and see where they end up depending on, you know, who they are and what they're good at. Their scores will go up and down as you go, so it's, you know, it just keeps things interesting. Usually Putz is pretty high on the leaderboard, though, because, well, he's the club champ, so of course he will be, you know. All right, move it slightly to the side. It's downhill, so it's a little slow, but... Ah, it didn't roll around the rim this time. The gravitational pull of the hole did not save me. It's okay. We're fine. I got a par. Again, if you get par on the holes, don't worry about it. You're doing fine. Even if Putz is ahead of you, we'll make up for it. It's all good. It's all good. We'll be good. Maybe I want to aim it slightly so it doesn't roll directly into the side of the hole there, or the side of the... whatchamacallit. The side of the fairway, where all the tall grass is. Yeah, Mario character showing up in a Mario game? Dash, crazy! No one could have ever predicted this. Just wait till we get to Link's Club. I'll give you one guess as to who shows up at Link's Club. If you guess correctly, you get today's internet cookie. And since there's a couple people in the chat, I can split it. Okay, anyway. The wind might carry that a little bit, but it's a pitching wedge, so it should just kind of not roll a lot. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I just didn't want to roll off the green, that's all. Alright, no, not that way. This way. There we go. And then... Alright. Good. The hole is a little bit weird in this game. It's not like a traditional golf hole, because traditional golf holes, like, they don't have a gravitational pull to them like this one does, and you normally can't hit it as hard as you can in this game and still get away with it in real life. But in this game, they kind of give you a little bit of leeway, which is kind of nice. Oh good, we made it over the trees. And yep, we should have a clear lie to the green. Don't have to worry about a tree getting in the way, don't have to worry about the water getting in the way. It's all good. Might go a little too far, but it's all good. Okay, a lot too far. Never mind. Oh, man. I have a lot of fun with this game just because, like I said, it's very moment to moment. There's a lot of small decisions you can make, and it's just kind of fun to watch where the ball goes and just mess around, you know, and try to make up for it later. That's a little hard. But it's a very vibin' kind of game, you know. Oh, I hit the pin. Nice. That doesn't do anything, but I hit the pin, so that's cool. But yeah, it's a very chill, vibin' kind of RPG. You can kind of just play it and get away with it and just have fun with it without really knowing what's going on in most cases. There's some terminology to know, but for the most part, just play it. It's fine. Again, I kind of scared Marie off a little bit with all the extra terms, but see, that's the problem that I have sometimes, though, is that when I do stuff, I over-explain things, and that's not good when you're trying to teach people how to do something, because ideally what you want to do when you're teaching someone something is you don't want to put them off to it before they generate an interest in it. You want them basically to look at it and say, oh, that looks interesting, but I have no idea what's going on. I have questions, and then let them ask the questions so that they're taking an active role in learning how things happen so that you can answer them as they go. That way it feels like both people are participating, you know, so. I did violate the pole. I snapped it a little bit. I was like, bah! Get out of my way. I need that in the hole. Hey, Lifeblood, how you doing? Welcome back. This is Mario Golf for the Game Boy Color. We're playing golf for the stream because my uncle was an avid golfer, and he taught me everything I know about golf. And he passed away in February, unfortunately, so I'm tributing a few streams to him and his memory, his legacy. I've used 4 power shots in 7 holes. I have not been paying any attention whatsoever. I need to be more careful with those. So. Is this really allowed for Mario if it's just music? I don't know what you mean by that. This is an officially endorsed Nintendo game. Camelot made it for Nintendo, so I don't think I follow your line of logic. Please explain, because I don't understand. Just like Marie with the game of golf. That might not go too far, but it's okay, we'll have a clear lie. You know that, but where is the Mario stuff? So Mario's a golfer in the game. Luigi's a golfer in the game. There's a whole bunch of Mario characters that are in the tournaments that you're playing. So like when we look at the tournament leaderboard here in a second, I'll show you. But there's also a bunch of original characters that Camelot put into the game as the main characters. For example, this guy that I'm playing as. But yeah, so there's, in the leaderboard there, we've got a Rex, that's an enemy from Super Mario World. We've got a Fly Guy, that's from Super Mario World 2. Penguin's playing in this tournament. I don't know why. Maybe this is the coldest tournament. I feel like he'd be in bad shape if he went anywhere else. But there's a Chuckya. A bunch of developer names. I think Sunny is from Super Mario 64. I don't know why he's doing so badly at this course, but... Oh, look, Pigma's even in this game. That's the guy from, what was that, Star Fox... I think he was in Star Fox 64, wasn't he? I know he was in Assault, but I don't remember if he was in 64 or not. Hi, Shy Guy. You forgot that Camelot made non-Mario or Golden Sun games. Yes, they did, so... They've got quite a track record on them, that's for sure. Yeah, Pigma's from Star Fox in general. Okay, yeah, so there you go. He's apparently not very good at golfing. I guess that happens when you spend most of your life not standing up, but, you know. He's a general Star Fox character? Okay, gotcha. I remember he was, like, one of the antagonists in Star Fox Assault, but I think that was because he got, like, possessed or something like that, so... I was slightly robbed there. I could have had a hole-in-one, but that's okay. We'll still go for a birdie. And it's a flat lie, so we should go directly to the hole. Very good, very good. We're at the top of the leaderboards now, 6 under after 8 holes, so Oh, hey, there's an ad for the 2023 Pokemon competition. Nice. It must be because I'm playing a Nintendo property. They must, like, the advertisement must know that I'm playing a game on a Nintendo console, so they advertise Pokemon because it's also on a Nintendo console. Does that make any sense? I don't know. I'm just saying words, I think, sometimes. Okay, I don't want to go with the 4-wood. That's too far. So this might be slightly... okay, definitely off if I do that. Jesus, what did I do there? I'm going to hit a tree. Yeah. So did you hear that? Shkung? That was me hitting a tree. I didn't hit the entire tree. I just kissed a couple of leaves, but I hit a tree there because I did not do very well with that shot. This one will do better with, though. That should be good. Okay, well, not perfect on accuracy, but it's all good in the neighborhood. Look at that. We've got a flat lie going towards the hole there. Oh, Pigma's responsible for Fox's dad's death, and he's a garbage pilot. Okay, so not very good at piloting either. Maybe that's why they made him bad at golf, too. Alright, let's see. That should be good, yeah. Would make sense if you weren't getting beauty product ads. Oh, yeah, that's a little strange. Alright, we're halfway done with the course. Cool. See, this is going a lot faster than the practice round because we know the course now, so... yeah, what the hell. I'm gonna go for it. I regret it! I'm not gonna have power shots when I need them! I'm gonna hit a tree again! Never mind. Roll off that hill. Get on the fairway. Damn it. See what I mean, though? I just have a lot of silly fun with this game for no reason. It's just dumb fun. It's very, like, chill to me. So, I don't think I needed all this, but that's okay. Yeah, definitely. With a green like this, I definitely didn't need all that power. Got kicked out of Starwolf pretty much immediately after the Andross thing. Oh boy. Pigma did not have a good time. It's insane the Pokemon can technically come out on PlayStation because it's not a Nintendo property. That is true. It's a Game Freak property, so they could release it on whatever the hell console they want, I suppose. It's gonna go slightly... excuse me. You know, I'm just gonna refer to it from the point of view that we can see, not from the character. It's gonna go slightly right to left from up here, so based on where the arrows are pointing. So I better hit this a little hard. Still? Yeah, okay. It didn't go as far as I thought from right to left, but that's okay. Alright, do that, and we should be good. Yep. Nice. So that won't affect our score, but we are still at the top, baby. Putz, I think he usually gets like a -3 or a -4. See, this is where I regret it, right? I only have one power shot left. I'm on a par 5, and I'm going to be hitting into a wind that's going to be in my face in a second. This is not good. I'll just hit a normal shot. It's fine. If we get a par, we get a par. I don't care. Putz doesn't care. He'll care when we play him in a match play in a little bit, but until then, I'm not worried about it. Fun fact, Starwolf's theme is one of the best Nintendo music pieces to ever exist. I remember Starwolf's theme being really, really good, but I haven't played Star Fox in a long time, so I'd have to look it back up again and be like, oh yeah, I know what this is. So I'll probably do that after the stream's over, actually. Okay, we need to go one club up because that wind is going to destroy this ball. And I'm going to hit with some top spin as well. So again, start the meter, press up, and you'll hit with top spin. So that the wind doesn't carry it as much. And it'll just kind of flop down. Now that's still a tricky putt because of the bold arrows, but we'll get it. It's fine. Maybe like that-ish, and then... Okay, yeah, it rolled a little too much to the side. I didn't hit it hard enough, so the green violated the ball, basically. And I don't think I hit it hard enough again. Yeah, I didn't. Okay. So this is going to be our first bogey. Now, a bogey is bad. A bogey, well, the bullet bills should clue you in as to why they're bad, but a bogey adds 1 to your score. So now instead of being at -6, which is 6 good scores, we have -5, which is slightly worse. Not enough for Putz to catch up just yet, but slightly worse, so. Let me send it to the Discord real quick. Thanks, Lifeblood. Appreciate that, because, like I said, I was probably just going to look it up after this anyway, so that'll save me a step. Okay, we've got another really uphill putt to deal with. I'm going to move it slightly to the left, because I think it's going to pull it to the right, because the hole is to my right a little bit, so... And hit it a little harder. Okay, there we go. We got it! I guess I'm an expert at rolling it around the entire rim before it goes in, because it keeps doing that. Hi, Shy Guy. This wind sucks, so let's just do this. There we go. That'll work. They'll put it to the left of the tree won't be in the way on our way up, and we'll be good. Let's see. That wind is not fun. Do I want to go up one? What am I... Okay, it's not pointing directly towards me. It's only slightly towards me, so... Yeah, if we hit it like that, we should be okay. Yeah, that is literally a fly guy. Yep, he was, it was like Conker and Colo were saying earlier. He's sizing up the competition again. We were playing a practice round before, so he kept flying by at that point, and it's like, oh, okay, he's going to be in the tournament. We got to watch out for him. And he is in the tournament, but he's not doing so hot, so... Just like that putt. That's okay. I find that sometimes I move the putt slightly too far to the side. Like, I overjudge how much the green is going to turn it, so... But that's okay. It's no big deal. Putts, on the other hand, is doing not so hot because he's only at 1 stroke under par at the moment. Which, granted, is still a really good score in real-life golf, but in Mario Golf, not so good. Yeah, he's a spy drone. He's just... They send him into the air to spy on me. He's Mario's way of seeing if I have the potential. I'm going to move this slightly to the side because... So, like I said before, we're hitting with a wood, so that's a 4 wood there. So what this is going to do is it's going to hit, like, back here somewhere, and then it's going to roll the rest of the way. So if it's going to hit back here anyway, I don't want it to hit in this rough, tall grass. I want it to hit and then roll. So let's put it on better grass so that it'll just roll onto the green, you know. I probably don't need all that power, but that's okay. If it rolls off, it rolls off. As long as it doesn't roll in the water, we'll be okay. And it won't, because look at all that room I have before it rolls in the water. Oh, I'm still on the green. It's just that there's a green edge directly in front of me, and also a really bolded arrow set to indicate up. This putt's gonna suck. This is a terrible putt. Oh, okay. Yeah, Predator missile inbound. I need a Blackbird to give me an exact trajectory of all my putts and stuff here. That's not enough. That's not enough. It's not gonna go far enough. Yep. I knew it as soon as I clicked it. I was like, nope, that's not enough. This will be, though. Alright. We got a par. That's fine. I don't think in the tournament your score determines... I think it gives you slightly more experience if you have a good score, but I don't think it's enough to make a huge difference, so, you know. Oh no, white phosphorus! That was the part in Spec Ops: The Line where I couldn't play anymore. Because you have to, as far as I'm aware at that point, you have to bomb a village of people, of innocent people, with white phosphorus, which very, very definitely murders them in a terrible way. And I just couldn't do it. I was like, no, I can't. That was my breaking point for Spec Ops, so... Wasn't so good. Yeah, I think this is only going to take 4 or 5 streams, Lifeblood, so it shouldn't be too long of a project. And it's a Game Boy game, so it's pretty quick. And then we'll move on to the next tribute stream, which will be a little longer, but still probably not terribly long. So, let's see. So we've got 80% power. We've got to deal with the wind a little bit. So if I hit it like here, there we go. Go in. Didn't go in, but it's really close. Yeah, Nintendogs this next stream. I don't know about that one. I never actually played Nintendogs, to be honest. I had a DS, but I never got that one. I think my cousins got it because they're younger than me, so they were more into the whole Nintendo DS library than I was. I'm gonna hit it like right here. That wind sucks. Actually, it doesn't suck, it blows, and it's gonna blow my ball way off course if I'm not careful, so... It's not a vacuum, it's wind, so... let's see, that's bottom right wind, so we gotta account for that a little bit, and then... Yeah, that should be good. We'll see where this rolls to. Wow, that went way off course. At least it didn't go in the bunker, but it went a little further to the right than I thought it was gonna. That's probably just my control stat not being high enough. That's okay. Go in! Damn it! It looked good until it hit the green, and then it was, well, it's still good, just not as good as it could have been if it went directly into the hole. So, well, Putz, what are you doing, man? You're only at par? I'm gonna sweep the floor with you at this rate. I'm gonna go 2 clubs down. That's an 18-mile-an-hour wind behind me. It's gonna carry this ball all the way to the hole. Nintendogs is a part of the Satanic Legion. Oh boy. They didn't teach me that when they got those games. They were in like elementary school when Nintendogs came out, so they didn't see that part of the game apparently. I need to go a little bit further. There we go. 94%. So there. I'm a little off, but that's okay. I don't mind getting par putts. We've already kind of sealed Putts' fate anyway because we kind of have 6 under, so we're at a good enough score to where he can never possibly catch up. You can't save 6 strokes on a par 5 even if you got a 1, so you know. Well, there goes my last power shot. And it's gonna roll. Oh, it went up the hill. Nice. I have beaten gravity. And that was my best drive of the day. Good. Music sounds like WarioWare. I wonder if Motoi Sakuraba did the music for WarioWare. I wouldn't be surprised. He's a very prolific composer, so... Like, he did Golden Suns, but he also did stuff like the Tales series and Dark Souls and all that, so he's very prolific composer. Yeah, last hole, let's go! We can do it! I almost just messed that up royally. It might still go in the water. Okay, we're okay. It almost went in the water, but we were fine. Let's see. Do that, give it some backspin. And we should be good. It'll go really high, but the wind will pull it all the way over, and it won't roll much because it's a 9-iron, so there you go. I have not gotten a hole-in-one just yet. We've come close, but we haven't quite gotten it yet. It'll probably happen at least once over the course of this project, but not yet, so that's too far. There we go. Gotta make a slight adjustment. Alright, let's see it. Damn it. I made too much of an adjustment. It's okay. Finish the day with a par putt. 6 under. Not bad. I definitely wasn't taking that nearly as seriously as the stroke match, which makes me feel like I kind of did that in reverse, but it's okay, we won. You're a super player! And now we'll get some experience. So you'll get what you normally get for completing the course, and then you'll also get some extra experience for getting a gold trophy. I think you can also get a silver and bronze if you get 2nd and 3rd place, but I think you only get the... No, I think you get a trophy in the trophy room if you get a silver or a bronze as well, but yeah, whatever. Started playing Quake 4, about halfway done with it. Nice, Colo. Hopefully it is fun for you. I never actually managed to get my hands on Quake. We didn't have a very good PC at the time when I was younger, and I didn't know anything about installing computer games, so I missed that generation of games. But maybe one day I'll go back and correct that. Really not good at it. Yeah, no, like I said, I wasn't taking it seriously at all, so... Do we go for a straight shot, or do we just go for more power? I kind of want to try to, like... I don't think I can make my shot a fade. I think once it's a draw, it's always going to be a draw. Like, I don't think you can keep leveling shot and get it to the other side. But, we could go for a straight shot. Or I could just leave it at a slight draw and just... I'm just going to increase my power. It's fine. like I said, we're going to ignore height until it gets to the point where it's really, really bad, but it's really not a stat that you need to worry about. Okay, we have won the Marion Club tournament. We are the champion. No game would be fun to see? Crash Day. I think you suggested that at one point previously. Although at the time I wasn't taking stream suggestions. So, but I think I heard you mention that one previously. I still don't know what it is. I'd have to look it up, so. It's fun. The Czech dub is horrible, but you're enjoying it nonetheless. Well, that's good. As long as you enjoy it, that's the point. And sometimes those sorts of dubs can be just so bad they're good as well. So, yeah. I will keep my eyes on the prize, Caddy Master, and that will involve us going to the next clubhouse. But before we go to Palm Club, we've got one final thing to do here at Marion Club. And here, I'll go to the trophy room to show you. Yeah, see, here's our trophy for Marion Club. Excuse me. So there's 4 more trophies to get, and once we get them, I think that's when the credits roll, but we'll also do the match plays against the club champs, so... We'll be doing all the tournaments, all the matches against the club champs, and I'll be trying to get all the stars as well, so, from the star challenges. Which, speaking of which, before I talk to Putz, did new stuff unlock now? Oh yeah, all the Palm Club stuff just unlocked. Alright, fair enough. So we'll head there next after we do this, so. You're also going to send me the Crash Day main theme? Alright, sounds like a play on Lifeblood. Yes, actually, I am the new champ. Well, sorry about that. I just don't intend to lose anytime soon. If I want to be as good as Mario, I gotta keep working my way up. Sure, I'll give you a shot in a skins match. Alright, so once you talk to a club champ and you agree to challenge them to a match, they will start to follow you around. So then you can take them to any old course you want. I'll just leave this open to the audience. Do we want to take Putz to Marion Club, or do we want to go to a different course to have him play against us? If we go to the other courses, I haven't seen them yet, so it would probably be a little more of a crapshoot, but I don't care, whatever. If we want other courses other than Marion Club, there's also Palm Club, which is tropical themed, so more water. Dune Club, which is desert themed, lots of cacti and lots of sand. And Lynx Club, which is the hardest course, other than the last one, so. I see 2 votes for Marion. Conker, what do you think? Think Marion Club? I don't think that... I feel like no matter what you vote for, you'd basically be overruled at this point, so we'll just go with Marion Club. Beat him at his own course, you know? So... Wrong universe. Well, actually, it's funny that you mentioned that, because Lynx Club is not only in this game, but there's also a few cameo appearances, shall we say, in this game, so... But anyway, yeah, so Putz and I can go to Marion Club and play a match game. So let's go and do it. Because the tournament's over, so we don't have to worry about anybody getting in the way. So in a match game, there's more than one player, and it changes the course's theme to the theme of the character. So there you go, this is Putz's theme playing in the background. It's a little tame, but he's the first character you play against, so it'll pick up. See what I mean? It'll pick up. What, is Samus sleeping in a bed? I don't think you can see Samus in the overworld in this game, but I'm pretty sure she's in one of the tournaments. I forget which one. Probably either Dune or the last one? If I had to guess, because I think all of the Lynx Club cameos are reserved for Zelda characters. So I don't think Samus would be in that one. But we'll see. We'll be playing the whole game anyway, so we'll see her at some point. Alright, so Putz got on the green, so now we have to get on the green, I suppose. Yeah, that should be okay. I think if I remember right, the way that Putz usually plays... Okay, so we're not on the green because we rolled off, but that's okay. But the way that Putz usually plays, if I recall correctly, is he starts out pretty hot, like he does pretty good on the first few holes, and then he sort of crashes, so we'll see if that's how it happens. I'll try to win these first few holes, but no promises. Especially since he can sink this birdie putt to win, because I've taken 3 strokes. This is his 3rd stroke, so if he makes it, which he didn't, he would have won the hole. Basically, when you're playing against an opponent, if they can beat the hole in less strokes than you can, then they win the hole. So, pretty simple. Unfortunately, Putz, despite the fact that he has the word putt in his name, is not very good at putting. I know, that's kind of shocking, considering he's the first character that you face in a match game, but, you know. Anyway, you have to win a total of, well, a lot of holes in order to win, but if you keep tying holes, the number of holes you have to win in order to win the whole match gets lower and lower and lower. So, we will try to win as many as we can, but if we don't, it'll eventually buff out anyway. So, alright, power shot a go again. It was worth. Maybe. Yeah, it was worth. The trees are not in my way on the way to the green, so it was worth. That's a mean assumption. Just don't start choking and you should be fine. Yeah, I shouldn't start choking in Marion Club. It's pretty hard to choke in this course, because there's not a whole lot of hazards that'll make you choke. Now, if we go to someplace like Dune Club, where it's a desert and there's a lot of sand, which is hard to hit out of and that sort of stuff, we'll probably choke a little bit more. But, yeah, I'm not worried about that right now. Oh, Putz. Oh, you poor lad. You'll be lucky if... Oh my god, look at how buried that is. Yeah, so tall grass doesn't just come in one flavor where it's like 80 to 90% power. Sometimes your ball gets buried and then it's like 50 to 60% power. It's not a lot of fun. That being said, Putz got lucky there because it didn't roll down the hill and into the lake, where he would have lost an entire stroke and would have definitely lost the hole unless I managed to, like, 3-putt or something. Yeah, and he's on a cliff, so he has to hit uphill as well, which is not a whole lot of fun. Now, I'm hitting uphill as well, considering where I'm aiming towards, but at least I'm on the green in 2, you know? So, okay, 70 to 85% out of this section that he's hitting out of. So, there you go. Which one of us is farther away? It's me. Actually, I'm hitting first because I think this is... Yeah, because this is my 3rd stroke. Never mind. I'm thinking of something else. Alright, that might not be hard enough. No, well, it was hard enough. I just didn't... I moved it over too much, so that's okay. Alright, let's see what you got, Putz. Put that in so we can tie again. There you go. Yeah, he made a good recovery. He chipped pretty well there, so... It's all good, though, because, if we keep tying, it'll get lower and lower the number of holes that I need to actually win in order to win, so. Alright, so it says closest to pin there. What does that mean? Really not a whole lot. Whoever's closest to the pin wins that, but it doesn't get you anything, so. Maybe it gets you extra experience, actually, if you do it, but I don't know. I'm not really worried about our experience totals in this game. We'll be at plenty of a high enough level to beat the game by the end. They give you lots of experience for doing everything in this game, so it'll be fine. Well, let's see if he makes it. It's rolling a little... Yeah, I was going to say, it's going a little too far to the right, so I might be closest, so... Yeah, we couldn't quite get a hole-in-one there, but maybe if I had hit it with perfect accuracy, it would have gone in a hole-in-one, but I didn't hit it with perfect accuracy, so... Alright, get your ball out of my way, Putz, because I need to make this so I can win a hole. There we go. And that's our first victory. So we'll get a point. And now I only need 8 more in order to win. I need to win 8 more holes, that is. But again, if we keep tying, it'll lower that score. So if we tie this hole, it'll be 7 more to win, and so on and so forth, until eventually one of you, wins 1 and then wins the whole thing. Now, ideally, you don't want to play all 18 holes, because that's a lot of time to spend fighting one person, but, yeah, we'll try to play as few holes as possible and still beat him. Eventually, that might not be possible because we'll be playing somebody like Mario or Genius, in which case they're really good, and I will probably have a hard time beating them on any given hole, but, you know. Putz, buddy, why did you hit that with backspin? It's gonna get up in the wind and then cause you problems. I got the longest drive. Why are you aiming at a tree now? Oh, putts, buddy. I don't know what you think you're doing. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to complain. If it makes my job easier, I'm not going to complain about it, you know? Oh, actually, the wind is going to carry that, so... Let me aim, like... there. He definitely did choke, yes. He's, I mean, you know, he's not going to be the hardest player to fight in the world because he's the first one, right? So obviously they're going to take it easy on you at first. They're going to make it harder later, but, you know. That's true, I did say that. He has a good start and then a bad end, so I just didn't know the end was going to come so early for him. I'm going to go up a club because that's a 16-mile-an-hour wind practically in my face, so maybe I'm going to move it over one more, actually. There we go. That should be good. All right, now sit, ball, sit! Well, you sat, but not where I wanted you to sit, so that's okay, though. All right, let's see. Should be good. Not quite good enough, but was good. Okay, it's all good. He'll win this hole. It's fine. I got to give him one, or he'll choke. Why did you aim that way? Alright, Putz, you don't need to give it to me just because I'm sucking. It's fine, man. I'm okay. I don't need the ego boost. My head is already swelled. Alright, anyway. So we tied that one as well. And, yeah, I only need 7 more to win. Oh, is that another phrasing? Oh, boy. We're bringing that back again. That's fun. Alright, well, we're good. This should go right in between those trees. We'll have a clear lie to the hole where we want to. You have a high ego. I'm not doing my job right. Well, it's not a matter of you not doing your job right, Lifeblood, as much as it is that a lot of the things that you say, like... I've heard a lot of the things that you say before, to be honest. Like, a lot of people have said things that are intended to get under my skin, and I don't know. It's just the way that it is when you get older. I guess those sorts of things just... You've seen them before, so they don't bother you as much. I guess you become desensitized to it. I don't know. So... yeah, that pitching wedge. I think I'll just hit with a little less power. Or I'll hit with full power. That's fine. It'll be fine. It'll just sit and we'll be okay. Or it'll roll off the green. It didn't roll off, actually, so that's considered on. I don't like this lie, though, because I'm going to have to go up a club in order to do it, well, up a putt, so. All right, Colo, take it easy. Have a good night. Thanks for showing up for my little golf game. That's okay. Actually, that might work out. Hey, it worked out. Perfect. Eat that, putts. Let's see if your putts are up to snuff. Not good enough, putts. Not good enough. Do you know what I mean? Because you were bullied in elementary school, now you couldn't care less for it. Yeah, like I said, it sucks that people are bullied, but eventually you kind of become desensitized to it to the point where it doesn't bother you as much. So it sucks that bullying exists at all, but at the very least, you learn to deal with it, you know what I mean? So. And I understand the feeling as well, because I was also bullied throughout, I mean, I had a few friends, but I was bullied throughout middle and high school. A pretty decent amount, so I understand. Yeah, and that's true, actually, because not everybody learns to deal with the bullying. Sometimes you just don't adjust. So, you gotta be careful with that. It's not a fun thing to have happen, but it happens to some people, and some people deal with it, and some people are not able to, so I feel bad for the people in the latter camp, obviously. Okay, well, I'm on the greens, so that's good. Let's see how he does with his pitching. Are you sure your name's not Chip, dude? Because your pitching is doing better than your putting. That's for sure. Alright, let's see if we can sync... not that way, this way. There we go. See if we can sync this. Might not be hard enough. Nope, it's fine. In the ball goes. That's 3 for me, only 5 more to win. Alright, another par 5, so this looks like another power shot for me. How's the wind look like that? Oh, straight to the right. Okay, perfect. So if we do this, it'll go like over here-ish? Maybe over here, actually, and then we should be okay. I'm gonna aim slightly left more, actually. So I don't want to go in the bunker. Perfect! We'll keep that shot. Nice. That's actually pretty much exactly where I wanted it to go, so I'll take it. The nice thing about leveling our drive a little bit as well is that Putz, he's not exactly the strongest character in the game. As you can see, his driver, his one wood, goes 200 yards. So we can most of the time win the longest drive competition. Again, I think that might get us a very small amount of experience for doing it, but it's not really something I'm worried about. And we might as well win the longest drive competitions while we can now, because the third club champ hits his ball like 270 yards. We will never have a drive that high in this game, so I'm going to take advantage where I can for now. That guy is a house, let me tell you what. He's not the hardest club champ to beat, but he's pretty high up there. Yeah, seriously, man. He's much better at chipping than he is at putting, at least from what he's demonstrated so far. So, all right, 21 yards, but we're at 90% power, so like there-ish. We should be okay. I flew over a little bit, but that's okay. I guess it's a percentage, right? It's not just 90%. I can't just look at that top number, because it could go anywhere from 90 to 98% on the power. So it could go anywhere from that lower amount to the higher amount, so I gotta maintain my ball depending on that. I can't just say, oh, okay, so it's 90%, so it's gonna go 3 yards less. No, not necessarily. Putz, where are you going, buddy? I can see where you're aiming, and you are not aiming your feet in the right place. All right, we're on a par 3. See who hits it closest to the pin. That looks pretty good, actually. Okay, let's see where it ends up. I forget what the green looks like here, so it might be... it's okay. I might roll off, though. I didn't. Okay. Well, he'll probably be able to beat that, but at least I didn't roll off. There's these smaller things for each 30%. Yeah, there's little iterations, you know what I mean? And it can make it easier or harder to hit the ball that certain distance, so... Oh, okay, good, we're back. I think my internet hiccuped just there, so apologies for the skipped frames. Putz took his putt. I was closest to pin because he rolled off, but Putz took his putt, and he didn't make it. No shock there, so let's just sink ours and move on. See, I can actually see the skipped frames now because I actually have OBS up in the background while I'm playing this on the little teeny tiny Game Boy screen, so... I can actually see specifically when the frames are skipping and when I lose connection. It also helps that my phone also DC'd for a moment there, so then I can definitely see it. Man, where were all these perfect power shots on the last one in the tournament when I was losing it the whole time? Oh baby, 247 yards? I will take it. Alright, we'll let him take his next shot, and then we'll go from there. Let's see where you're going, Putz. That looks pretty good, actually. Well, it's going to hit that bolded section of the green, so it's going to roll pretty far down that hill, but... I'm actually going to try this, because the wind will carry it a little bit. And then we should be okay. So much for the hiccup. There was a short death. Yeah, I apologize for that. both my phone and my computer lost connection for like 5 or 10 seconds, basically. So, not a whole lot of fun, but there you go. It happens. I am off the green. That's okay. I might be able to putt this, actually, from here. Maybe like that, and then do a little harder than normal, because I got to skip over the green edge, so like that. Yes! All right. I got very lucky with the gravitational pull of the hole. It sucked it in. Luigi was underneath the hole with his Poltergust 3000, and he vacuum cleanered my ball into it. And that's good, because Putz missed his putt. This is going pretty well. We are 50% done with the holes, and we're almost done. And there's a big wind, and I should be able to power shot the hell out of this and get a lot out of it, so let's do that. It might be in the rough because of how woods work, but, you know. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, semi-rough. I can work with that. There was another short death there. Let me see. Yeah, I actually didn't skip frames that time, so that might have been a Twitch on Twitch's end, so. It happens, you know, there's server issues, there's hiccups in everybody's internet connection, so. Man, you got all of that one, didn't you, Putz? So is it possible to input 2 directions before hitting the ball, like up and left to get a diagonal spin, for example? Yes, it is, actually. You can get top spin and side spin if you want to. I can actually demonstrate that right now, although I don't know where in the hell the ball will go if I do, so. I'll do it anyway because I'm already winning, so what the hell do I care, right? Actually, let's go up one because I'm at 90 to 98%. So, like, let's say I want to go bottom left. Let's say I want to get top spin and left spin. So let's do that like this. So you go like that, and then that. And see how it's bottom left in the corner there? So that'll put a little side spin on the ball and almost get me a chip in from 80 yards away. 74. Not same difference, but you know. But yeah, you can input spin in all 8 directions depending on what you want to do. And sometimes that's helpful because let's say you're in front of a tree, you can kind of aim it around the tree a little bit, but you can put side spin on it so that it kind of hooks around the tree or slices around the tree. So works out pretty nicely sometimes. Stop having stream deaths. That is the second one out of 3 where I didn't drop frames, so that one might be on your end actually, buddy. Sorry to say it. Alright, only one more to win. We might win on this hole, depending on how it all goes. We're hitting into a headwind, so it might be a little bit of a problem, but we'll see. I'm going to hit with top spin. Top spin, to make sure I don't have as much wind carrying the ball. By the way, putting spin on the ball is the way that you can kind of avoid having to worry about the height stat. If you put spin on the ball, you'll hit it either higher or lower, depending on what type of spin you put on it. So that pretty much allows you to almost completely ignore the height stat altogether and just let it go wherever it wants, you know. So then you can put the points into something else that's more important, like control or your drive, so. Oh, Putz, you are very lucky there, man. That is a risk I would not have taken. You got some cojones, at least I'll tell you that much. Why stream no work no more? Try refreshing, see if that makes a difference. Oh, hang on. There it is. So you hear that sound effect going on in the background? That means I'm hitting a tree. So see that X that's coming up? If you hear this, you're going to want to move your ball over because you don't want to hit a tree, ideally. So I'm going to move it like right here. If we don't make it to the green, that's okay. Because I can chip it after this. Just as long as we're not in the bunker and as long as we're not hitting a tree, we'll be okay. Okay, our lie kind of sucks there, but that's okay. It'll be fine. You made a big change in direction there, didn't you? But it worked out for you. I'll have to keep that in mind. Hello, you are back. Can you see the stream now? Welcome back. Hopefully it, okay, it works now. Good. Good to hear. Because it, yeah, I was going to say, at that point it might have been on your end, because I had, the first one was me, the second one and the third one might have been on your end, so Sorry to hear that, but hopefully it works out for you now. 90 to 94, so I need to hit it at about that 3/4 mark. Yeah, right about there. We should be okay. Let's see where it goes. Not bad. Not bad. I should be able to salvage that without putts, you know, messing me up, so. Oh, he messed me up. I didn't turn it enough. That's okay. Alright, so straight up, so just go like that. Alright, now putts, I need you to choke. Well, I don't need you to choke, but, you know, if you would, that would be nice. You know, he choked, and I still can't believe it. I can't believe he, you know, still can't believe he missed that.
Here is one for your uncle.
Thanks, Lifeblood. Appreciate that. Thanks for the bit. Alright, so now, like I said, you remember how I said if you keep tying the holes, eventually you'll win anyway? So, if you've won holes and you tie it up a bunch, eventually all you need to do is either win or tie a hole in order to win the game. So, this is the tiebreaker. If he wins this hole, we keep playing. If he doesn't, well, it's a dormy. And what a dormy means is this is the final round, putts. Let's see what you can do. And they bust out the final boss music for this one. Well, not the final boss music, but boss music for this one. So. Alright, perfect. So that actually caught the semi-rough just a little bit there. Not intentional, mind you, but it caught the semi-rough just a little bit so that it slowed the ball down so I didn't roll off the green. So that's good. That's very good. We're in a good position. He might not even be on the green. Now, if he chips it in, which wouldn't surprise me because he's chipped a lot of good shots today, but, you know, it wouldn't matter because as long as I sink my putt, we'll be okay. Oh, he's putting. Okay. Well, sorry to say it, man, but that's probably going to be GG. Because, oh look, he sank a putt out from further than 6 feet. Nice. Good for you, putts. Alright, here we go. Let's see what we can do. Okay. Well, I still win because we tied it, so that's fine. And that, putts, is GG. Okay, so we won that one. We won the driving contests and the closest to pin. We are 7 up on him. Sorry, putts, but I had just a little bit more range to you. I wouldn't call that a choke because I still won. I missed the putt, sure, but, well, honestly, missing putts isn't really something that I'm surprised at. I miss putts all the time in real life, so it's just something that happens. So, oh, our control went down. We gotta fix that. There we go. And like I said, because we tied up a whole bunch of times, all we had to do was either win or tie that hole, and we could beat putts. So that takes care of Marion Club. All that's left now is, well, the other 3 clubs, the other 3 club champs, all the one-up mushrooms, all the star challenges, and also the final course, which is kind of a lot, I guess. But that's okay. No, not character data, actually. What I want is the star challenges, because new stuff should have unlocked from that. So there's new stuff at Palm Club, but also there's Tiny Tots Golf Grounds, which is right here. So let's take this challenge on while we're here. But what challenge awaits us at Tiny Tots Golf Grounds? Find out right now. We're not quite done yet. We got another half an hour about before we're done, so. These damn kids don't know how to pick their balls up. It's like that one tamer from Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow who dropped his balls. Thanks for that mental image, Game Freak, at like 6 or 7 years old. I'll never get that out of my head. Sure, why not? Oh, okay. So it's kind of like the challenge that we did in the putting challenge or at Windy Valley. There's a circle around the hole. If we hit them into the circle... Excuse me, good lord, don't know where that came from. If we hit them into the circle, we win. But don't take too long because she's pretty impatient, so we're going to have to size this up and hit it pretty quickly, so I will attempt to do that. You have 10 seconds for each hole. Holy crap. Alright. I'll see what I can do about that. Nice. That's an easy way to get that done. Let's just hope. Okay, there's no wind, so that should help us a little bit. Although that went out, so now we're gonna have to probably. Oh, okay, never mind. You don't have to do it in one. You can, as long as you get it in the 10 seconds. That's all that matters. So, okay, fair enough. We're hitting out of a bunker though, so that might not be so good for us, especially with the hill. So, there we go. It's in the circle. That's all we need. Hey Marie, welcome back. Apologies, I cannot read the chat right now. This lady is very impatient, and I have to beat each of these strokes in 10 seconds or less, or she will kick me off the course. So, hold on one moment, and I will read what you're saying. Okay, that's right about there. Actually, I probably should have gone up one because of the rough, but that's okay. Alright, so I gotta hit it a little hard here, just max my power out, and we should be okay. Well, it's not quite max, but it'll go. There! We got it! Alright, now we're gonna get into the hard stuff, because there's like 50 to 80% power stuff here, so this is not gonna be so good. Okay, well, we're on the green, that's the important part. I've got 3 seconds to size this up and putt it, so, okay. I don't know if that means I'm done or what, but I was sizing it up when it tweeted at me, so let's see here. Let's see where it comes down. Alright, I mean, that's a pretty flat lie on the way to the thing, so should be okay. Yep, all good. And now we're knee deep in the soup again, so just do one of these, see where it goes. I don't think that's on the green. Yeah, not quite. Okay. Hope this goes in the circle. Aha! Pin shot, and it went in. Perfect. Okay, I've been saved by the pin. Thank you, pin. Go over the water. Ooh, that might stay in the circle, too. Nice! That's very good. Oh, this one's gonna suck, though. How many balls did they leave on the course? Oh, that's in the water. Okay, thanks. Man, that one was tricky. I forget if it's just consecutive, like you just keep going until you miss one of them, or if there's just a certain number. But we got 50 experience points out of it, so that's good. And we leveled up again. Yeah, better yet, how did they fail so badly as to send them off into Timbuktu over there, you know? Like, what? How did that happen? Yeesh. But yes, welcome back, Marie. How did you wake up before I finished? Well, we're gonna go for about 2.5 hours today, so that's probably why. Yeah, short nap. It was supposed to be short, but yes, welcome back. I think I mentioned it to Conquer and to Colo and to Lifeblood earlier, but I think I might have inundated you with too much golf knowledge on the first hole, and that might have made you super sleepy, so I apologize for that. You really don't need to know nearly as much as I told you in order to have fun with this game, because I've been having a lot of silly fun with this game just leading up to this point, so apologies for that. I will try to make up for it by only explaining if you have questions from here on out. So there you go. Anyway, we've done everything from Marion Club and the mini games out there, so let's go to Palm Club. Palm Club doesn't have a clubhouse like Marion Club does, but, you know, it's there. Oh, it's today? Holy crap, I'm gonna have to be careful. I might not even get to do a stroke match. Oh, you were tired because you've been super tired lately? Who isn't tired these days? I mean, that's fair, yeah. Oh, they're moving slow? Oh boy. Well, maybe that'll give me an opportunity to do an entire stroke match before the tournament starts. I don't think so. So yeah, Grace is Palm Club's champ. I don't know if that's how friends work, sir, but okay. I mean, give it a shot. Ah, okay, so there you go. You can't actually enter the club tournaments unless you place, as in you get third, second, or first in the previous tournament, so I wouldn't say winning's impossible. I actually kind of like this course, honestly. But like we do usually before we go to the actual course, let's go to the driving range, so. And the putting green and everything else. Sure, that sounds like fun. A high shot, huh? Okay. Yeah, we kind of did that a little bit in the course previously, where we saw, oh, okay, the wind is behind me and blowing in the direction I'm going. Let's hit the ball up so it goes into the wind. Oh, you're purposely curving your shot. Maybe that'll help us. Well, that's true, like I mentioned before, but let's talk about that as he goes here. You could hit a high ball, but let's do something far more complicated instead. And yeah, if you didn't know how to spin the ball just yet, because you didn't hear me tell you it, you can spin the ball while the meter is moving. Press any direction on the D-pad, and you'll spin the ball. Like, he pressed to the right on the D-pad, and it will slice his ball. He still hit the tree, but, you know, at least he got around it, and he didn't kiss the tree. The difference, by the way, between hitting the tree and kissing the tree in golf is it's kind of counterintuitive. When you hit the tree, you just kind of hit a few leaves. If you kiss the tree, you hit the actual, like, trunk of the tree, and the ball comes flying backwards at you. Take it from a guy who's done it a few times. So. Alright, so he wants us to hit this with some side spins. So since we're right-handed, just like him, we're going to press to the right on the D-pad while the meter is moving to go around these trees. So we'll do that. I think because I didn't hit it with perfect accuracy, it won't count, but yeah, you know, that's fine. Surprisingly, for a little while, these lessons are some of the toughest stuff that you can do because they're a little finicky in what they accept and what they don't. So apparently that was good enough for him, though, so that's good. Wind shots, huh? Okay, let's see what you've got. Yeah, so like I've been saying, you always want to pay attention to the wind because the wind will pull your ball quite a bit, and it makes a difference in how far your shot goes. So you have to consider the wind, and you have to consider your lie. So the wind is in the top right corner of the screen, your lie is in the bottom right corner. All of those numbers affect where your ball is going to go. So, but we'll talk about it when it comes to be my shot in just a second. This is her shot. She's giving us a tutorial to kind of give us an idea of where she wants it. That's a really close ball. Nice work. So let's give it a shot and see if we can get it close to where she was. I don't actually know where our 2-iron goes out of this. Okay, so we've got a little more power on our 2-iron than she does, but that's okay. So, like I said, we're hitting into the wind. It's 10 miles an hour back in my face, so we're going to have to hit it a little harder. But she didn't hit it, like, at perfect power, so let's not hit it at perfect power either, hopefully. Alright, that should be good. And it should go a little further than hers because of the way the green works, but we should be okay, I think. Unless she's really picky. She's not. Okay, good. Thank you. And a little more experience. Nice. Yep, so like I said previously, if you get a perfect shot on a power shot, you don't lose it, so you can keep it for another hole. I will attempt to do that, yes. So I don't hit it in the bunker, because here, you gotta start worrying about not just water hazards, but also bunkers. There were bunkers in Marion Club's course, but they really weren't a huge problem. They were kind of out of the way, so if you hit them, it was probably because you did something wrong to begin with, so. Alright, let's see who's doing approach games here. No, not necessarily. You can use any old club. It's just depends on what's in front of you, so. Sure, sounds like something I can learn something from. Yeah, so see how bold those arrows are that are underneath the text box there? That is a serious hill that she's dealing with. That is the biggest hill that you can deal with in this game, is those bold, bigger fonted arrows. So what she's going to have to do in order to get the ball away from that hill so she doesn't have a really tough putt is she's going to have to hit it over the arrows. So probably... Oh, okay, she's going to use a putter. I was going to say, so if I was in this situation, I would not use a putter. I would probably use a sand wedge, because the sand wedge has a high angle on it, so it lets you hit the ball up and over that big set of arrows. And then you don't have to worry about the trajectory of the green at all, dealing with your putt. But well, she wants me to do it with a putter, so, okay, I guess off I go. Yeah, it's not bad, actually. She might accept it. I need to hit it a little harder, but she accepted it, so that's good enough. And we'll earn a little more experience, so. Hey, even enough to level up. We're level 10 now. Very nice. Not worried about height. I could go straight or more control, but I might try to keep height at that middle section. I feel like that's probably good, so maybe I'll start leveling it then. But we can level drive this time, so let's level drive. Alright, so let's see. It's just one more approach person and then the putting challenge, right? And then that's it. Let's see. Sorry, try and do this one-handed. Yep, so one more training here. I think it's this guy, because, yeah, he's going to teach you how to hit out of the bunker. Hitting out of sand is a lot harder than hitting out of grass. Even if it's tall grass, it's very tough. I think this game actually makes it look a little easier than it actually is in real life to hit it out of sand. Sand likes to hold your ball in real life. It will not let it go. So you practically need to use a club like a sand wedge to get it. Basically, you can think of a sand wedge as like a specialized tool to get the ball out of, well, sand. That's what its main function is to get it out of sand, because it has a high angle, which allows you to hit underneath the sand and then pull the ball up out of all of that sand and out to where you need it to go. So we'll try to do exactly what he said there and see where it goes. All right, Conker, take it easy. We will see you potentially on the next one. We'll see you. Let's see. So I want to hit it like here. Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, it might go over. Or it might go almost in, so. Very nice. I will take that. Yeah, that's Conker. He has changed usernames from previously, so. I had no one tell you. This is the first time he got here, so. I didn't have a chance to tell you before. I probably should have told you today. Yes, I actually am at driving range. I will, because this lady makes things a lot harder by trying to approach with the putter when the green is actively working against you. Like, just take my advice, don't approach with a putter when you can just as easily approach with a wedge. It's far simpler. Oh, this green looks tricky. Well, let's see what we can do. Yeah, you don't want to step over someone's line. So, like, for example, this guy's putting. Let's say he's putting from where he's standing. If I do this, I lose one stroke in a real match. So, like, I would have to add one stroke to my total for that hole because I walked across his line. I'd have to do it again there and again there. Thankfully, this is practice, so it doesn't matter how much I walk in front of him, but it's generally not a cool thing to do to people. So, I did actually, yes. Oh, you're the putting challenge guy? Sure, I'll try it. Let's see what you got, buddy. Alright, so same thing as before. Hit the circle 7 or more times, and you win. So that's good. Let's try it. That's a steep hill, but let's try it. That might pull it all the way out of the circle. Maybe it'll go. Nope, okay, that didn't count, so. Alright, so I gotta hit it a little harder. I think I just hit it the exact same amount as before. Yep, okay. That's fine. You can always reset if need be, but I'm going to try to buff this one out. So, 30 feet, so, and back towards me, so, yeah, probably right where I had it before, actually, will be good. Yep. Out of 3, you made 1. I don't know if that's something to celebrate, man. Oop, that's a little too hard. It's okay, it bounced off and went in, so that's okay. That's good. This one's rough. Rough is a good word for it. Okay. That's not bad, actually. I mean, I need to move it over more, but, you know. We made it into the circle, so that's good. I remember when I was a kid, though, I obsessed over these things. I tried to make, like, every single putt. And it's like, You're putting too much work into it, kid. You don't need to make every single putt. It's fine. Like, as long as you get it in the circle, that's it. That's all that matters. I'm bringing it back. Alright, there we go. That might not be hard enough. Maybe? Okay, it counts. Good. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered anyway, but... Okay, so this part has a whole ton of arrows, and they pretty much all end up pointing straight. It's just that there's more uphill to hit than downhill, so let's try to hit it a little harder. That's not really a little harder, but it'll still work out. Lost some pride there on your way to being an adult. Yeah, I guess the world humbled me, didn't it? That's okay. Alright, we brought it back. We made 8 out of 10. That's good. Not the best, but hey, it'll work. I wouldn't say it's that good, but we still got the experience for it, so that's good. The experience is the most important part, because that will keep us leveling nice and evenly, so we can keep moving. Let's see, what time is it? 6:57. Do we want to do a stroke match before the end of the stream, or should we call it here and then do the rest of Palm Club on the next one? Yeah, I'm kind of feeling it. I'm enjoying this game, so let's play the round. Let's play the practice round before we end today's stream. How about that? We'll do the tournament at the beginning of the next one, because if we keep this pace up, we might finish this in 4 streams, honestly. So we'll see. Not that I want to, you know, play this quickly, but either way. Alright, so off they go, and then off I go. This must be day 1 of the tournament then, since they're playing in the tournament. So day 2 is tomorrow. Not tomorrow in real life, but tomorrow in the game. So I can do a practice round now to get a feel for the course, and then we can go for the tournament. So let's see what Palm Club has to offer, shall we? Like I said, a little bit more water on this here course, as you can plainly see. I'm actually even going to hit the 3-wood off the tee because I'm not confident I can get over that river at my current distance. So, a little more tropical, although it's kind of a weird tropical because it's not exactly on the coasts, but whatever. There are palm trees not on the coast in Florida too, so... Okay, I mean, that should be alright. It'll kind of roll to the side a little bit so that it points me towards the hole with the way that the green lies. So I should be able to just hit it pretty straight and be good. Do I account for me failing in my stream prediction? Yeah, actually, that's a good point, because the last course of the game is really hard, so... I'll have to account for failure in that, so it might still take 5 even at the current pace that we're at, so... It's good to keep that in mind, though, so thank you for reminding me. Like, I'm not even trying to be like, oh, you know, well, I'm not gonna fail, that's not how I did. Like, no, the last course is really hard, so I'm not even gonna play about it. Like, the last course is tough, so... We will probably fail it a few times before we actually do well in it, so... Oh, I kissed a tree. Not kissed, hit a tree. Excuse me, I'm not using the right terminology after I just said it. Okay, well, we almost made it in. That's okay. It doesn't have to go in. Especially not on a practice round, you know? So... But we'll see where we end up after this one's over with. 476 power shot, 6-mile-an-hour wind. I could hit with some backspin to get it up into that wind. It's not a strong wind, but maybe it'll give me a little extra yardage. My human make no sense on talk. Kiss is hit and hit is kiss. Why? I don't understand the terminology sometimes either. Hell, I might be getting it backwards. It might have been so long since I've hit a tree in real life golf that I'm getting the terms backwards, to be honest. That could be possible. Why did I put it on this side of the trees? The hole's up there. Okay, it rolled past. It's fine. Never mind. I was going to say, the hole's up there. I'm going to hit the tree on the way. That's not true anymore, so... sure, I'll pitching wedge, but, maybe do this, and then... Yeah. Yeah, that might be a little short, but... Well, the green's all right there, so it should be okay. Ooh, nice little steep hill they've got this, pin on. Jeez. Is the hill, or not the hill, is the hole on an incline a little bit, or what, guys? Holy hell. How'd you even do that? The architect of this course must be insane. Alright. Bye, Shy Guy. Do I want to power shot this? I always want to power shot stuff, but I don't know if I should, because, I mean, go big or go home, obviously, but, like, if I miss like that, then... well, bad things happen. Like, I roll down a hill into a bunker. I didn't actually roll down a hill into a bunker, but I rolled down a hill into a bad lie, so, you know, that's not good either. Okay, but that should be okay. With the wind carrying it, it should go pretty far. So, maybe too far. Look at that hill! I rolled all the way off the green. That's fine, we can just punt it and be okay. There. Should go in. Yep. Perfect. Yeah, it's a fly guy. Very picky on names, so get it right. Yep, you are correct. That's a fly guy. I'll probably still say Shy Guy, but you're right. It is a fly guy. I'll try to catch myself from now on, so... Alright, so the wind should prevent it from going in the water. Ooh, that's nice. That's pretty close. If we had aimed slightly to the left, it probably would have been a hole-in-one. Oh well. We got a birdie. That's all good. On a par 3, a hole-in-one only gets you a -2 on your score anyway, so... It's better than what we got, but not so much better that I'm going to be really picky about not getting it, you know, so... Okay, I preserved my power shots. That's good. Should go right on top of this hill. Right about in the middle. Well, it's a little off to the side of the middle, but... it's close enough. So. And that should be pretty close to the hole, considering there's the slight tilt down. Okay, well, it's not on the green, but, you know, it's pretty close. So, yeah, there's an aeroplane going over my house right now, so that's fun. I'm going to aim slightly, like ever so slightly left as well, because of the little tilt of the wind. So. Well, I was close. If I had hit it with perfect accuracy, it would have been a chip in, but it's okay. This is the practice round. Yes, failure! That is not good enough play to beat Mario. We gotta be better. He is gonna wipe the floor with me if I keep getting pars. I got a birdie, like, a lot. Especially on courses like this, because, like, a course like this is not nearly as difficult as Mario's home course, so... We gotta make sure we're getting it right. Alright, I preserved my power shots again. Good. I might even get it on the green for an eagle! Ooh, baby, look at that hill. Take it away, hill. It didn't quite, but still. We're on the green for an eagle putt. So an eagle is 2 strokes below the par. If you get this in the hole, you'll get a -2. So that's pretty good. That's a big hill, so I'm going to try this and just whack it all the way and see if it goes in. If it doesn't, well, we get a birdie anyway, and I'm happy with that. So, alright, that's cool. Why did they use birds to indicate score? I don't know. It's a good question. Maybe all of the people that invented the rules of golf were bird watchers before they started playing golf. I don't know. Ooh, the green edge didn't catch that enough. I'm gonna roll all the way off. It's okay. Alright, so we're in the rough. I don't really need to aim too much, so... maybe like this. That's a little too hard, but it'll be fine. It's not a little too hard. It went in! Very good. This might be a little tough, though, because of that river. because the wind is pointing away from the river, so that'll make it a little tricky to work around, but that's okay. It'll probably be fine. Probably. I managed to slap a few leaves there, so that's cool. We have bogey, par, birdie, and the only one that's not confusing is hole in one. Yeah, I don't know. The guys that made the game's score system seem to have certain things on their mind, I guess. Alright, so I hit that with backspin, so the wind should prevent it from going too far. That's too far. But it didn't roll down the hill, so I got lucky, I guess. Yeah, like, were they hungry? I don't know. We gotta put a bird on the table tonight. Wait, bird. That's the score. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, we can just do that. Most of the time, if you're hitting it at 6 feet or less, you pretty much don't have to really aim too hard. Just kind of hit it and it'll go in, but... I mean, unless you're on, like, a really sloped hill or something, in which case, you know, go nuts, but, you know. Speaking of go nuts, my power shot was perfect there. Very good. When was golf invented and where? You know, I wouldn't be surprised if it was invented in the United States because of the eagle, but I feel like it was probably invented in the United Kingdom, to be honest. I don't quite remember. If I had played the greatest educational game of all time, copyright trademark, recently, I'd probably remember, because I think they tell you in that game, but I don't remember, to be honest. That'd be something we'd want to look up. I'm not going to hit the green. I'm going to hit a tree instead. Well, kiss a tree. I don't know. Okay, well, we made it up the little hill that this thing is on, so that's good. We'll be, yeah, pretty close to our par putt. Don't have to worry about bogeying again. Okay, let's see. Ooh, there's another river running through this one. This might be a little tough. No, actually, well, with the 3-wood, yeah, we'd end up there, but with the... Okay, yeah, no. That's not enough. Because, so here's the problem, right? With woods, just because it says the ball will go to where the arrow is pointing doesn't mean you should hit it if there's a hazard behind it. Because when you hit a wood, it hits back from where the target is, and then it rolls to that arrow that it's at. So, like, with a 3-wood... Again, it would probably hit, like, back here and then roll that far. Well, maybe not quite that far, but it would hit back from where you're aiming and then it would roll towards that arrow. So you can't just say, oh, well, I can hit a power shot and get over this river, because it might hit directly in the river. And then you're kind of, well, sorry for putting a pin on it, but up a creek. So, or in this case, up a river. You got terrible news yesterday? What was your terrible news? Kid Icarus Uprising's multiplayer got shut down apparently for an unspecified amount of time. Oh, that's weird. Are they having, like, server issues, maybe, or... Huh. I didn't even know it had multiplayer, to be honest with you. Oh, it's dead? Wow, that sucks. That's unfortunate. Don't know since when. Could it maybe have been, because that's a 3DS game, and I think if I remember right, they closed up the 3DS eShop recently, so maybe they were just suspending all online services for the Nintendo 3DS, and that's why it closed up. Maybe. I don't know, I'm just guessing, but yeah. Okay, well, with the slight tilt of the wind, that'll probably be okay. It'll kiss the semi-rough and then come down without quite getting to the hill that rolls it all the way off the green. Perfect. This worked out. But yeah, see, once I'm not explaining, like, golf terminology every hole, the holes go pretty quick, so... we should be able to make good progress until we hit Dune Club and I start hitting it into the sand traps every time. But... yeah, we'll cross that proverbial bridge when we come to it, you know? So. Alright, now you gotta be careful here. Here's one thing I didn't describe so far. Out of Bounds. So you see where there's the really thick tree cover here, where it's just like a black, like not a black, but a dark green, and then a bunch of big palm trees. If you hit it anywhere in this section here, past these green hatches here, that's considered out of bounds. It's almost like hitting it into water, where you lose a stroke to take it out of there to get it out. So basically, don't do that. It's not good for you. So I will attempt to not by doing this. Backspin? Nah, I'll just go normal spin. Yeah, it's true. We've all played Wii Golf, so I guess I don't have to do a ton of explaining, but... Ooh, that actually worked nicely. Look at that. That is a... 5.8 foot. I was going to say like a 3-foot eagle putt, but I'll take 5.8 feet for an eagle putt. Hell yeah, dude. Bam boom, our first eagle. Indicated by stars in the background, so you know it's better than the birdie, but yeah, it gives you -2 to your overall score. Oh, you asking me to play it before it happened robbed the stream of the chance for me to experience the multiplayer, and now some achievements are impossible. Oh yeah, that's unfortunate. Didn't think about that one, I guess. Well, we can always look it up at a certain point, you know, like maybe near the end of the stream we'll just be like, hey, let's look up what the multiplayer looked like before it got shut down. If that's what we have to do in order to see it, then I'm okay with it, you know. I'm not okay with kissing a tree and ending up in the rough, but, you know, sometimes that happens. What hole am I on? 14? I've got 5 power shots left. I'm going to use the hell out of these. There's no water on this hole. If I hit a tree, I hit a tree. It's okay. I'm pretty close. It was okay recovery, considering where I was. 17-mile-an-hour wind. 90%. Like that. Now roll, ball, roll. If I wanted it to roll, why did I use a sandwich? If I wanted it to roll, I need to use something with a lower angle so that it actually rolls. It was glorious! The tutorial should still be there when you pick it up for the first time, and local still works if you find someone. Okay. Well, maybe I can get like a local thing with Cole, because he always liked Kid Icarus Uprising. He had it for the 3DS and he played it. I just never got around to playing it, so... Is that going to be tilted down? Yeah. There's a bunker right there, too. Okay, we'll just hit it like this. And hope for the best. But yeah, I might be able to do like a local area network thing with Cole. We'll see. Oh, that hill will actually save me from going too far down. And, okay, it's 30 feet, so I'm just going to aim like right about there. With the downhill, it might be okay, because all of those arrows, even though they're pointing in different directions, they're all pointing towards the hole, so, like, downhill, so it should be alright. Yeah! Got it! That's a long putt. I'm not making those in real life, no sir. Let's see. Yeah, that bunker might be iffy, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll be fine. See? Fine. Right on the fairway. I mean, it's a crappy lie on the fairway, but, you know. Alright, so with the lie and with the wind, yeah, I'm going to need to go up 1 club. I just don't want to end up in the water. That's the important part here. Alright, there we go. So that should come down on the green and then slowly roll. Perfect! Look at that. It's pretty much in line with not only the hole, but also with the lie of the green. So just hit it a little harder and we should be okay. See? Nice and easy. Ever play the Smash Run for Smash 4 3DS? I don't think we owned Smash for the 3DS, actually. I think we pretty much skipped right from Brawl to Ultimate, if I remember right, so... I don't know why, though. Like, I feel like we should have owned it for the 3DS, but we just never got it. It's weird. Oop, hit the tree again, but not so bad that it affected the shot very much. I must have like gotten a little bit off of a palm tree or something, and that's it. Have I seen footage of it? I feel like I've seen footage of Smash for the 3DS. I don't know if I've seen the Smash Run specifically, though. So, I'm hitting over OB. Okay, doesn't matter. We're past it. I might be close for an eagle, though. So, okay. We can chip. Welcome back again, Marie. Feels like you didn't miss too much. We mostly just did the training in Palm Club, and now we're doing a practice run of Palm Club before we do the tournament. I'm going to do the tournament on the next episode, but we're almost done with this one, so it shouldn't be too long. Only got one more hole after this, so... And it goes pretty quick once I'm not, like, you know, overloading everybody with golf terms, so... I don't know if that's going to go in. Okay, never mind, it's fine. Oh, the Smash Run? Yeah, I don't think I've seen footage of Smash Run, honestly. I think that's an entire mystery to me, so... well, we're on the last hole, so let's use them power shots. Aim for a tree, because why not? I was going to say, if I hit it perfectly anyway, that'd be kind of funny, but, you know... Go up that hill. Okay, it hit to the side, so I'll still get some yardage. And now I am directly behind a tree. So I guess I'll aim slightly to the left of the tree. There we go. Actually, that might be too far still, because the wind is pretty high here. Yeah, that's okay. I could just chip it, or... Well, it's the green edge, actually, so I could just putt it. Just hit it! Okay, I'm fine with parring the last hole. It's okay. Welcome to Standing Up School, and you fail. Doing a horrible job of min-maxing Yggdra Union. You do not fucking have the patience that you had in high school. Oh boy. Min-maxing is not something I usually do, to be honest. Usually because it's a lot of work, so. You never stood, and never will. There you go. I mean, honestly, that's not a bad score, though. We ended up 12 under par. Which is only slightly worse than we did at Marion Club in our stroke match, so I'm okay with that. We'll get a level up out of this, so that's good. And we'll get a little bit more experience because this is a harder course at base, so mostly because of the water. So, is there really a point to training if we do the tournament afterwards? I just like to do it because it gives you a little idea of what the course looks like before you do the tournament. So, like, in real life, you wouldn't enter into a tournament without knowing what the course looks like, you know? I suppose this isn't real life, this is video game, but I don't know. I like to do the training to keep my levels moving, so I guess we could use that as an excuse. Yeah, I guess a little more is an understatement. We got, like, almost double the experience there, so, you know. And we can level our drive there. Excuse me. Ooh, we can level it again. Look at that. 220 yards we're hitting now. We're working our way up, and we got 98 points to level 13, so we'll see what we can do about that. But will we be able to finish the Palm Club tournament and come out on top? And what other fancy challenges await us here on the world map? Find out on the next episode of Mario Golf, the Stream Edition, which will be happening, let's see. When do I work out next week? It's a 4-workout week because I work out Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So it'll probably be on Monday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time when we come to the next stream and we continue our conquest of these courses until we get good enough to play Mario and then get our asses kicked. So there you go. You highly recommend it for Yggdra Union. BF17 is possible on normal mode when you know what you're doing, but it's a wall for hard mode players like you when you aren't min-maxing because the game becomes significantly easier past that point. Okay, gotcha. I remember a few maps in FE12 like that as well. Probably not as hard, but FE12 had a few wall maps that I recall, so maybe we'll see it one day. For now, though, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. I will see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, will probably be on Monday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Oh, yeah, and I'll post the schedule for next week on Twitch, YouTube, and Discord shortly after the description for this one is done. So, until next week, everybody, take care, and have a good one.